Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? Can you guys hear me? Hello. Okay, you can hear me. Okay, good. Thank you, Melissa. I have so much stuff going on this freaking computer. I don't even know what's going on. Hello, everybody. Hi, Miss Jennifer K. I miss you. Thank you for being here. Melissa, Shay, everyone, please say happy birthday to Shay. Happy birthday. 50 years young. Happy birthday, girl. Hi, JJ. Hi, Patty. What'd you do for your birthday today, Shay? I hope you had a good day. Thank you for being here on your birthday. Let me fix this. Yes, very happy birthday to Shay. Hi, Angela F. Welcome. I really appreciate you guys being here. Hi, Renee Trost or Lynn Trost. I'm sorry if I was saying that wrong. Also, obviously, you can hear it in my voice. So Sunday was supposed to be this original stream, but I couldn't do it that Sunday because I lost my voice, of course. It's mostly back, but it's still a little touch and go. Excuse that as I hit my desk. Yeah, you did make it. Hi, Ann Ward. How are you? Hi, Selfie, Cindy. I know 50 is amazing. I can't wait till I make it there. I think it's lucky. Hi, Bliss Chris. How's everybody doing? Well, I'm really happy to see everybody. Obviously, you can tell from the title and everything how tonight's going to go. I do have a lot of stuff to share. And as you know, I'm still getting used to the screen sharing stuff. So please, plus and minuses. I hear that N word. Please, I just ask for a little bit of grace because I'm just trying to still figure this out. And I do have a lot of stuff. I could not even tell you how many tabs I have open on my computer right now. And also, to be transparent, I'm in a little bit of a weird mood. I cannot express. Thank you, Melissa. I cannot express how absolutely over this bullshit I am. I mean, I can't even believe. Hi, Dirty Uncle Sal. I can't even believe that this is still going. It has been a year now. A year and some change, like a couple weeks since this all started with Kalista. But like I told everyone in the beginning, I wasn't going to stop until we were vindicated or we saw this proof or whatever it was. It amazes me, to be honest, what people really do on the internet to each other. Oh, hi, Azzy. I'm so happy to see y'all. You know, and I think sometimes after a lot of time goes by, you can figure out more things, see kind of where the chips fall, so to speak. Hi, Layla. Thank you, Uncle Sal. So I have a lot of stuff to show. I think that this is going to be a long live. If you can't stay here the whole live, I completely understand. Come back and watch the replay. Totally understand that. Now let's do some ground rules before we get started, as we always do. I will not tolerate anyone coming in here and calling people names. I will not tolerate, hi Pamela Bar. I will not tolerate outside beef either. This is very serious to me. And this is obviously very serious to Marissa and Bambi as well. And I'm not in the mood. I can't deal with that stuff. So that's not going to happen. We're going to respect each other. And if you can't respect each other or someone says something, you can see your way out. It's just that simple. We know how we roll around here, but I don't think that you guys will do that. The main people here, I know you won't do that. It's always the people that try to come in. I will ask my mods to please be on the lookout for some stuff. If you need to time out someone, you need to block somebody, please do that. And I thank you for helping me, because I can't do it by myself. So I appreciate you. I want to give the biggest trigger warning that I have given in a video thus far. Hi, Breezy. Now, we're going to be talking, of course, you know, the situation involves themes such as ED, unaliving oneself, relapse, harassment, doxing, all kinds of things. Talking about people's appearance, legitimate harassment as well. Hi, Tia. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff, right? Also, I am going to show you guys some things that I've been receiving. Special hi to my stalker. And they're pretty heavy and they're pretty serious and they're very mean and all kinds of things like that. So if any point you just don't want to listen or see it or whatever, I completely understand. No harm, no foul. But we're not going to do this anymore. Now, as you guys have know, we have waited for a year to receive an apology, these supposed screenshots of harassment and blackmail that Bambi, myself, and Marissa apparently did, right? We were accused of doing these things. Bless Chris. Excuse me. And in that year, we continued to be dragged by people. We continued to have certain people accuse us of more things. We have seen just all kinds of stuff. It never stopped, right? And after Kalista originally made her 2 videos where she accused us of these things, and then she deleted everything and she disappeared from the internet. It still went on. This is one of the reasons why I still go back and forth with Tira today. And yeah, so as we all know, Kalista did an apology video. Tell me if you didn't see it. Put a 1 in the chat if you saw the video. 2 if you did not see the video before she deleted her whole channel. Please and thank you. Yeah, Tia does a great job. A year and 2 months. Yeah, Melissa. Okay. Hi, Trish. Okay, so we see some have saw it. Oh yeah, Jennifer K. Last week or less than a week. Hi, Dawn. She put out finally after a year an apology video, and it was up for less than 24 hours. And in that video, she continued to lie. And she really fucked up. Okay, so Sal and Selfie Azzy. So a couple, so like 50-50. Some of you saw it, some of you didn't see it. Well, before she deleted the video, we got the video. So we're gonna watch it together. And then after she deleted that video, Tira put out a video of her screen recordings of her DMs with Kalista, but she's not free either, and we're gonna watch that. She's not free from consequence because Kalista did lie to her, but she's not free from consequence whatsoever. It was definitely a non-apology. What happened, and we're gonna get into it, but what it definitely was well, let's just get into it. Let's just get into it. How about that? First, I wanted to, because, you know, ever since she did that apology video and just going back over things for myself and watching old videos and stuff like that, like a whole bunch of stuff has come to light for me. And first, I wanted to watch a video that I posted last Christmas. I think it was a couple days before Christmas. And in this video, it just really resonates with me still. So I'm sure a lot of you have seen it, but we're going to rewatch it. Thank you, Anne. We're going to rewatch it because I think I'm a very different girl than when I posted this little video. In a lot of ways, and I'm going to explain that to you guys. If my audio messes up or anything, just let me know. Hopefully I can get it together. Okay. Do my little screen share. Okay.
Hey everybody, just wanted to sit down and make a quick little video before I go into work. I wanted to say I know like the themes and stuff that I'm talking about are, you know, heavy. They're difficult themes.
You guys can hear this, right?
And shit like that. I get it. If you don't want to watch, you don't have to watch, but I'm here to let you know it's not going to stop. I am not going to stop until I am vindicated, until this proof is shown. Kalista, Tira, and Marianne are the ones that say that they know who did it or have seen proof. So funny it's them. I want to see it. I want to know. So it is not right for me to be accused of these really, really awful things and just have to deal with it and just have to shut up. It's not right for some of you who are saying that waited 3 months to really talk about it. I can talk about what happened to me at any fucking point I want. I think it's really annoying when I see people say something about my attitude, something about my anger, me using the word fuck. How dare you? How dare you try to police how I'm dealing with what happened to me? It really fucking fucked with me. And this was all because On my channel, I decided to speak about something that I didn't like. I decided to put clips, do a reckoning video, do whatever for things I saw I didn't like. But everybody wants to sit on their channels and talk about, anybody can say what they want. Anybody can do what they want. Anybody can do what kind of commentary they want. Dude, even in my commentary, like for 8 months, I didn't call anybody a name. I tried to bring facts. I tried to reason with people. I tried to do it all. I tried it in every way. And I'm just fucking mad now. So this is a part of me too that you're going to see. I'm mad, I'm upset, and I have a right to be. For anyone still not asking Kalista for proof or Tyra for proof because she said she's seen it, but you want to see everything I have, you're a problem. You're a problem. I am supposed to be proven guilty, not the other way around. I don't have a problem proving my innocence, but it makes it a little bit more difficult for me and the other two ladies to do so when things are refused to be shown. It is super dangerous to make accusations like these that have been made against us without showing proof. It's reckless, right? Of course it is. And to have to take it and shut up. And ever since it happened, to be dragged across the internet, to be called every name in the book, to be sent harassing emails, to have people all over the internet calling me awful shit, like stalker, harasser, harassing someone with an ED. You know, let me tell you something. If you go on the internet, you're allowed to comment whatever you want. Absolutely. You're allowed to say whatever you want. It's not free from consequences. I, again, don't care if you don't like me, you think I'm a bitch or whatever you think. But if you go and you make comments where you are applauding these people that have done this to us, or you are getting yourself involved in ways of saying that you've seen the proof, you've seen it, which is a fucking lie because it didn't happen, I'm going to put it up. I have been bullied. I have been called names for months. For months. And what did I do? What did I do? Because you didn't like that I had some shit to say about Tyra or whomever, because you didn't like that, right? I can say and do a video about something that I see that I didn't like. That's my prerogative. I've never done anything to anybody, and I just think it's absolutely ridiculous. But if you don't want to watch, that's fine. That's fine. If this is drama for you, that's fine. It's not for me. This is not drama. This is serious. To see an apology video go up and then it to be removed, to see people completely ignore it. You know, maybe if I had 10,000 subscribers, somebody would talk about it. Maybe if I had that many subscribers, people would be like, oh my gosh, well, these girls were accused of these awful things. So like, we need to see proof. To be made fun of because I want proof. To see the same people who drug us for months saying just terrible stuff about us, then make a comment yesterday saying they're acting like we're accusing them of murder. No, you're not accusing us of murder, but you are accusing us of harassment several times without proof. That's what you've accused us of. And I have a right to stand up for myself, and I'm going to keep doing it. So if you think that this shit is going to end, it's not going to end. You can call me whatever you want. I'm done with it. I'm going to stand up for myself. Until I get an actual apology without being called a name, until I'm showed some shred of fucking evidence, until someone comes forward and say that it was a misunderstanding, until videos are removed, until any of that shit happens, I'm going to keep talking about it. And I don't care, because I think it's really fucked up that I am made to feel like I deserve this or something. I don't deserve it. So you can miss me with that. I don't care. I don't care. But if you don't want to watch it, I respect it. But don't then watch everything and then comment on how you hate how I'm going about what happened to me. Because it didn't happen to you. It happened to me. Okay? And maybe I only have X amount of subscribers and shit. Maybe I'm screaming into the void. And maybe some of you would be like, oh, you should just let it go. Well, I'm not. It didn't happen to you. It happened to me. It really affected me, and it was unfair. Period. I think it's really fucked up that people are allowed to get on the internet and just make accusations at people and make them feel like this and just get away with it. And it's not going to happen. So I'm not stopping. I hope you have a really good day. I'm going to try to have one myself. Thank you.
Okay. I have so many tabs open. My thing is just all over the place. Okay. The reason why I wanted to show that is, for me, this was like a really pivotal point for me. When I watched that video, I feel like I'm looking at a different woman than myself. You know, like, I don't know. I just think it was really pivotal in everything. And like I said, I wasn't going to stop, and I never stopped. And I'm glad I didn't. And I'm the kind of person, like I have said before from the beginning, that I will never fucking stop. You fucked with the wrong person. And nothing you can do can scare me or make me stop. This isn't petty fucking drama. You people who did this, co-signed this, and kept it going for so long, you need help. This is like beyond internet shit. I don't know. It's just really weird. So I meant what I said. So now recently, ever since Kalista did her apology video, and then I put up that I was going to do a live about it. And ever since then, the harassment started again with me. And it's been amped up. And I'm going to show you guys all of that today. And we're going to go through her video. So I think next, for the sake of time, we keep it moving. Let's go through her video. And also, another reason why I showed that video of myself is, you know, I'm the kind of person, no matter if you're a bad person or not, I don't want bad things to happen to you. That's just not who I am. And I don't give a fuck who thinks that way or not. However, you can't then go do all of this shit for so long and cry mental health. I'm not going to fucking stand for it whatsoever, because you sure as fuck didn't give a shit about my mental health or any of the other people involved. That's for sure. And it's very clear that to this day, you don't give a shit about that. So your cries for mental health, you can miss me. You can absolutely miss me. So let's go ahead and start watching Kalista's video. Kalista did a 2-hour video, or almost 2 hours, where quite honestly, it was an hour and 43 minutes of fucking nothing. It was bullshit lies. Now, I told you guys how I had a phone call with Kalista. In this phone call, Kalista told me, because I'm going to be mentioning some sensitive shit. Kalista told me that I could mention anything. And I have that in written proof too. So we're going to do that then. Because before I was still giving grace. I was still giving grace. And we're going to get to that. I'm going to show you what I mean by that. But I'm done fucking giving grace. I'm over it. I appreciate the apology and all of that shit, but it's not a real fucking apology. You continue to lie. Then you show screenshots that really fucked up your narrative. So let's get started. I'm trying not to like get upset while I do this too, because I really just want to fucking lose my mind. But we're not going to do that.
Hi everyone, my name is Kalista. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. That's the intro I used to go with. If this is your first time seeing me, as you'll see, I have no videos on my channel. I used to post kind of regularly. I did commentary videos for the most part, some other random videos as well, but I deleted all of my videos and left YouTube back in December of last year. I'm going to explain more of that. So if this is the first time you're seeing me, you're probably not going to understand everything that I'm talking about in this video unless you've watched other videos made about me and this situation. I'm going to get into all of that. This video is going to be long. I have a lot to address, and it's been a long time coming. I should have made this video.
Side note, I think it's funny that she had she says she has a lot of things that she needed to address in this video. And yet there was still so many things that she didn't address this video, but we'll get to that, Kalista.
Months ago. I honestly should have handled the entire situation differently. And I deeply regret my mishandling of the situation. But I have a few disclaimers. First of all, I realized my hair looks gross right now.
So one of the first things we're admitting in this video, she's apologizing about how her hair looks gross. Like, I don't fucking care about your hair. Stop that. I know a lot of people say that stuff or whatever, you know, when they get online, but I don't know. It just seems very like we're not even on track here whatsoever. Like, I don't give a shit about your hair. Also, I would like to mention that, like I said before, this apology was up for less than 24 hours, something that we waited over a year to get. So you didn't even care about us getting our apology whatsoever. I don't care if you emailed me an apology, because we're going to go through all your emails as well that you have been sending me, all of your IG and all of that shit. I don't care. Like, you just said that you should have done this a long time ago. And yet you removed it because you couldn't take the heat, because people were not accepting what you were saying in this video. Fuck your hair.
I am doing my roots in a couple days, so I know there'll be some kind of comment being like, what's up with her hair? I'm doing my roots in a couple days. I'm tired. I'm busy.
Everyone is tired and busy. Everybody. And you're worried that the comments that you're going to receive are about your roots? Okay.
Juggling a million things at once here lately, the last few months in my life. I'm also I don't see myself having time to sit here and film my entire video today. So I'm going to chunk it. Basically, I'm going to film chunks of the video and everything that I want to say in the span of a few days, and then just put it all together in one video. So you'll see me looking different in some parts of the video than others, especially like if I sit here and talk and then I go back and watch it and I'm like, shit, I left this out. Let me add.
Yeah, Jill, lying is tough work.
That, like, as I'm editing.
Hi, Megs.
So that's probably how I'm going to do it, because there's a lot to go over. And also, if you've ever watched any videos that I've made before, I know that I really need to practice brevity, but I suck at it. That's something on the long list of things that I need to work on within myself. I'm very wordy and I go on and on and on.
So funny you say that you need to practice brevity and you're a very wordy person and stuff, but this was like an hour and 43 minutes of utter fucking bullshit. You could have showed so much more stuff.
I usually do better if I kind of write down.
Oh, also for anybody who may need reading glasses, please get them on, because we got receipts today.
everything I want to talk about. I didn't do that with this. I just kind of want to go about this with talking from the heart. And I do stammer, I ramble, I stutter. It just happens. So please bear with me. I appreciate your patience. Before I get into everything, I have one more disclaimer. There's somebody in my personal life. I don't know.
Take note of this next part. Kalistacat is about to spend 3 minutes of this video talking about some random person in her life who, from the tone of what she says, doesn't want her to do this video, doesn't want her to be on YouTube, can't understand why she would be doing something like this. Spends 3 minutes talking about this phantom man in her life.
If he's even going to see that this video is up, or if he's even going to watch.
Hi, Jenny.
I have a feeling he's going to. And we had talked about this situation a lot. So
Kalista says with this new man in her life, they have talked a lot about this situation going on, but also insinuates that he doesn't want her to do this. Keep that in mind.
Basically, if you're watching this, I know that I said I was not going to return to YouTube and talk about online drama or anything like that, that I am truly trying to clean up my social media presence because there are certain things I don't want to be a part of my life anymore.
No, you've graduated law school and you're scared about your future and your job because of what you've done on the internet. So don't sit here and say that you're just going to clean up your internet personality, appearance, presence, whatever it is, because that's never going to happen after what you did. And like I told you, I'm not going to let it go.
As we've talked about Twitter, like the stupid jokes I would make, I don't do that anymore. And I have no intention of doing that further. And on YouTube, I told you everything.
Also, notice how she says her stupid little jokes and stuff, and she doesn't want to do that anymore. Why don't you say that you don't want to accuse people of harassment and blackmail anymore? Why don't you say that you don't want to make fake screenshots anymore and pass them around? Why don't you say that you don't want to drag people on all fucking platforms for no reason anymore? No, you went with, I don't want to make like funny little jokes or bad jokes anymore. I want to clean up my presence. Nope.
About this had happened before you had met me, and
so apparently this situation has happened before this man met Kalista. Don't forget that.
The situation so poorly, and I would typically say, yeah, I agree with you. Don't get sucked into online like social media drama. It's not something good to have in your life. However, I think of this as a little bit different than your typical online drama. What we all too often forget.
Because it's not fucking drama, Kalista. You committed a crime. That's not drama.
Is that there are real people behind the accounts. There are real people behind the usernames and the YouTube channels and stuff. And I handled this situation so poorly, and it affected real people. And
you continue to handle it poorly, and it continues to affect people.
Really upset them. And to me, you're somebody that always wants to do the right thing. I am too. Definitely more so now than I was.
So to her, this new man in her life is someone who always wants to do the right thing.
Year ago. I've learned a lot through other experiences in my life, not having to do with social media, YouTube, or anything like that. But I want to go forward and be somebody who does try to do the right thing. And when I mess up, I need to take ownership of that and apologize and do what I can to make it right.
Do what I can to make it right, take ownership, apologize, and then delete my video and whole channel. Okay.
So I'm treating this situation like I would want to treat a situation as if this were all happening in person, like in quote unquote real life.
It is real life. You fucking went real life. You continue to go real life. I'm trying not to lose it so early on in this fucking live. I'm really not. What do you mean? You're going to treat this as if someone is in real life? You affected people's real lives.
I'm going to address everything that had happened leading up to this and how I mishandled things, the things I wish I would have done differently if I could do it all over again, where I went wrong. I need to talk about all of it. This is a video that I should have made a while back and I didn't. So I know that you might think, oh my gosh, what is she doing? Why is she even back on YouTube? She shouldn't even be focusing on this because you don't see it as something that's important, or you write it off.
So this guy doesn't see this as something important and writes it off. But by her own words, this is a man who likes to do the right thing. And he knows all about it. According to Kalista, they've talked about it several times. But, and he's such a good guy. But he doesn't see this as something important that she is involved in.
As just online drama. I completely understand that because I didn't know you back when this was happening. But I need to do the right thing, not just.
She's still talking about this guy. Why can't you tell this guy all of this stuff that you're saying right now? Why can't you say it to him? Why does this have to be in your video? This is really weird. I have a feeling, but we'll talk about it.
Myself before anybody that was involved. And I've grown a lot. Like I hate when people say that, oh my gosh, I've changed. Like the YouTubers, they make these apology videos.
Hi, Wind Whispers.
And they say, oh, I've changed. I found God. I'm on this journey.
See how she brings up God? I've changed. I found God. I'm on this journey. I should do the right thing. Don't forget that.
And now I'm a completely different person. I do believe that people can change, but it takes a lot longer than a few months. I think that I am somebody who is making progress and in the process of making some very positive changes in my life and how I communicate with people, but I still have a long way to go. There's still a lot of changes to be made and things that I'm working on with myself and how I deal with people online and in real life. In person, because this is all real life, but
it is.
I am continuing to actively work on myself and be better and learn along the way. And of course, I'm going to make mistakes. I'm not a completely different person than I was last year. However,
that's right. You're certainly not. You're not a completely different person than you were last year.
I'm actively working to make really positive and healthy changes. So that's what I'm going to say about that. So to this person, if you're watching, I don't know, I'm assuming we'll talk about it. But I do encourage you to watch the whole video if you want to know more about this.
We're still talking about this person.
That I address it. It's important to me.
So it was
and I hope they all
over
respect my decision to address this. And that's not just petty online drama. There have been some parts of it that have been incredibly petty and stupid, but as a whole, no, I did.
The parts of it that were incredibly petty and stupid also lie on you. I want to make that very clear. The serious stuff and the pettiness also all on you.
Things wrong, and I need to talk about it, and I need to apologize. I also want to say that just because this is an apology video, and we've all seen terrible YouTuber apology videos.
And this is going to be another one. This is going to be another one that's a terrible apology.
And I never thought that I would, back when I was doing commentary, I didn't think that I would be a YouTuber who's making an apology video. But I want to acknowledge that although I am truly sorry, I am going to talk about everything. I also know that I'm not entitled to forgiveness. I'm not expecting people to forgive me and have everything go back to the way it was.
Don't hold your breath.
after this and we all be friends. I don't expect that at all, and that's not my intention. I was friends with a few people in the commentary community. We are no longer friends. That's my fault, and I'll explain why. I'm not trying to save face or fix my reputation. I started YouTube as a very small commentary channel.
You're absolutely trying to save face and fix your reputation. Guys, hang on. I know this video is long, but after it, I'm going to show a bunch of shit.
Well, not even really commentary. At first, I was just vlogging and talking about random things. Like, I have a pretty big following on Twitter. A lot of people suggested, hey, you should make a YouTube channel as kind of like a companion to my Twitter. I'm still on Twitter. I'm still pretty active on there and on Instagram. But on YouTube, YouTube was never a main priority for me. I didn't do it as really a job. I just did it for fun, and I would just talk about random things. And I didn't really start doing commentary until I started watching a YouTuber called radiantbritt.
Until she started watching radiantbritt, she didn't do commentary.
She is a commentary channel, and I do still watch her once in a while. I don't hate her, even though she has pulled support from me completely, which is fine. I understand that, and I'm not upset about it. Even when it happened, I do understand. But I used to watch her a lot, and I liked how she did commentary. Even to this day, she has close to 20,000 subscribers. And the way that she does her commentary, it's not like when YouTubers start to gain a bigger following, their videos seem like very produced and professionally edited. She's still very much a regular person, just giving commentary. And I like YouTubers who do their content that way. It's more relatable than a heavily produced, professionally edited YouTube video. So I do watch some of her videos still on occasion. I don't have a lot of time currently in my life to sit and watch YouTube all day. Back when there was still a lot of restrictions, like COVID restrictions, I was home a lot more often and I wasn't working. So I was spending a lot of time.
So I know that she's like setting up the video, right? And she's trying to explain everything from the beginning, right? But we're at 10 minutes in this video, a little over 10 minutes in this video. And she has first brought up Britt and how she still likes Britt and doesn't blame her for anything or whatever, which I don't even know why she would say that, because this is your doing, Kalista. Although I'll say some things about Britt, but this is your fucking doing. And then you spent a hell of a long time talking to the new man in your life, and while you're doing this video. So this is where we're at in 10 minutes already.
YouTube in my spare time. I had a lot more spare time. But I watched radiantbritt a lot, and I thought, oh, I want to do commentary too. I really like that. It's interesting. So gradually I started doing commentary. I started to talk about radiantbritt because when she talked about another creator called Self-Taught Beauty, who was like later exposed as a scammer, Britt was one of the first YouTube channels to talk about whether or not Self-Taught Beauty is an online scammer. It turns out that Britt was right. At that time, this was, I want to say March 2021, when all of this kind of started happening. I could be wrong on dates. I don't have a lot of this information saved, but if I'm remembering correctly, my video.
Okay, and now keep in mind all the times that Kalista says she doesn't have things saved. She deleted her email. She deleted all of this stuff, right? But she was the one being harassed, okay?
Where I say, hey, I support radiantbritt was in March 2021. I made that video because she was getting some backlash for calling out Self-Taught Beauty, and some people were being really nasty to her.
She got backlash from like 2 people. A lot of people stood up for her, including myself. That's how I got on this platform.
And so me, as a small commentary channel and as somebody who really enjoyed Britt and her content, I made a video talking about that situation. And about everything, my thoughts on it, and sharing my support for Britt, because I don't think that she did anything wrong in the self-taught beauty situation, and I still stand by that. I don't agree with everything she says. Like, for example, she used to be a fan of the Dad Challenge podcast. Now she doesn't like him at all and has made several videos against him that I don't agree with.
Dad Challenge podcast is a piece of shit. I don't care where you lie on it or if you agree or you don't agree. But there's several times in this video, and I'm just going to point them out every time, where she's completely out of touch with things that are going on, and just like her general decision making.
I don't agree with her opinion, but I support her right to have an opinion and to share it. So either way, we're not always all going to agree. But that's kind of how I started to get into commentary. I didn't upload nearly as often as your average commentary channel. Like, I have a young child. I have a bunch of other things going on. I was in school at the time. So I kind of uploaded a couple times a week usually. But that's my first encounter with somebody named Tyranicholee. I'm going to talk more about her later. Its relevance as I go on. But that was the first time
It fucking certainly is relevant.
Addressed Tyra back when all the self-taught beauty stuff was happening and people were making videos about it. And that's kind of how I started to kind of get in contact with all the ladies I'll be talking about in this video. I became friends with, there was another YouTuber who called out Tyra, stephtxma, for Tyra's problematic behavior. I got along really well with Steph. She would do live streams and I would hop on in there when I could, and I would usually be in the chat. One time I did go on the panel when we were talking about problems that we all have had with Tyra.
Hi, word puzzler.
I became friends. I don't know if Steph was really my friend, but I liked her. I respected her and liked her. We got along. There's this whole thing on YouTube where people always talk about YouTube friendships, like, oh, I'm friendly with this person, but they're not my friend, or I don't make friends on YouTube. I kind of had a loose view of that, kind of thinking well, whatever, if somebody's nice to me, I'm nice to them, or if I agree with them, then we can share our opinions and have a discussion. But I will say that bambisrambles, I did consider her a friend. Out of the ladies I'll be talking.
And yet, look what you've done to her. Making fake screenshots and emails. Look what you've done to her, but you considered her a friend?
About in this video, she is somebody that I did talk with outside of YouTube. We had talked on the phone a couple times on WhatsApp. Me and bambisrambles became friends. We had a lot of things in common. We're both autistic, and I was diagnosed when I was a kid. She was diagnosed, much later in life, pretty recently, and we would talk about that, and then a bunch of other things. She was somebody that was easy to talk to, and we became friends. And then Marissa, notanotherhousewife, she and I didn't agree on much at all, but we were still friendly toward each other, and we got along. With Tyra, Tyra was somebody who I very much disliked because I felt that she was unfair to Britt.
I disliked Tyra because of Britt. Okay.
Criticism. And then as time went on, I started watching more of Tyra's content. At first I was hate watching, but then I saw some videos where Tyra overshares, and I'm guilty of it too. A lot of us are. I'm an oversharer as well. I'm trying to not do that so much, especially online. But I started to see more humanity in Tyra, and I felt I don't think that she's as bad as what I had thought originally. So I would go into...
Oh, baby, but you were wrong.
Streams that Tyra was doing, and we were friendly. We talked. We weren't friends, but we got along for a few months there. Now I don't have currently, present day, I do not have a positive view of Tira, and I will get into that. I'm going to do my best to explain all of this without being an asshole. I realized that in my old YouTube videos, when I would be critical of somebody, I certainly was an asshole, and I gave a lot of low blows, a lot of cheap shots.
Yeah, exactly, Melissa. But us, total devils.
And I don't want to do that anymore. And I'm trying not to do that because it's immature and it's stupid. I'm 32 years old. A lot of the shit that I said in my videos was petty, really immature and gross. And I'm embarrassed that
you should be embarrassed, but stop clinging on to this. I am so fucking tired of this. A lot of things I said were petty and immature and got my petty pants on and shit like that. See, like, I feel like still you're gearing up. Now we're 16 minutes into the video. You're gearing up this whole video and you keep saying petty and petty and petty and all this shit. And even we're going to see this in the video, but even when we get to the video, you talk about how you said these like little things like us stepping on Legos and shit and you wish that for us. But meanwhile, you were building something to accuse us of harassment and blackmail. So let's fucking stop with the petty shit. I don't even care about the petty shit that you fucking said. It didn't help, but I don't care about it.
That's how I would talk about people, even about people that I truly felt did something wrong or had wronged me or wronged somebody that I liked. There's no excuse for the way that I talked about people. So I'm not going to do that. I realize I'm rambling right now and this is all over the place. Again, bear with me. There's a lot to go over. I started filming my video a couple days ago. As I said before, I have to film this in chunks in the interest of time. To continue what I was saying before, everything was good for a while, at like a little bit over a year ago. I was getting along with everybody for the most part, like radiantbritt, stephtxma, bambisrambles, notanotherhousewife, Tyranicholee. I was kind of getting along with everybody and didn't have any major issues at the time. Things started to get bad, I want to say around July, August of last year. I don't remember the exact date. That's when I started to get messages from people really talking a lot of shit about everybody.
Okay, so she says in July and August, she started getting, but everything was fine then, right? But she started getting emails and DMs from people that were negative against us, Marissa, Bambi, myself. Okay. Now this comes completely out of nowhere because according to her, everything was fine. And then she just starts getting all of these emails right around the time I did my Peter Mon video about radiantbritt. Okay. Kalista's first video that she did was August 10th. So she's saying a couple weeks before that, she started getting all of these emails about us. Meanwhile, we weren't getting any fucking emails. Not even like, obviously, if they're about us, I know we're not going to get them, but we weren't getting anything at this time, okay? Everybody thought everything was copacetic.
Hearing it from all ends.
Because we're going to build a timeline here.
Now, another disclaimer. I'm not trying...
Let's go back.
I was hearing it from all ends. Now... about everybody. I was hearing it from all ends. Now,
you were hearing what from all ends? What were you hearing from all ends? All ends is pretty broad. You weren't hearing shit from our ends, but you just started hearing shit from all ends, right? What does that mean? You were talking to Britt at the time. You're going to show this in your screenshots. Everything was fine with us, and I had a little issue with some subscriber named Karen who came into my live stream about Peter Mon, who started shit with me. And you're telling me this is when you started getting stuff. Okay.
Another disclaimer, I'm not trying to blame people that I was friends with, that I was just talking shit with. Like, I talked to radiantbritt here and there. We weren't friends, but we were friendly. We talked here and there. Whenever something would happen in the commentary community, or if like I posted a video, I'd be like, hey girl, I posted a video talking about this. Or we would DM on Instagram where we would just talk about content. If somebody made a video that was like mean about her, we would talk shit about whoever made that. It was here and there, but I'm not trying to say that Britt had a hand in anything. I know that
she certainly did, because she helped provoke you. That's where her hand comes in. But we're going to get into that because even you showed it. Even you showed it. So right now in this video, you're admitting that you and Britt were friends, and you were starting to get shit from all ends, and you were talking in DMs and all of this stuff. Okay, cool. At this time, everything was fine with everybody.
People that don't like Britt who will try to say, oh my God, this was all Britt's fault. And she was.
No one ever said that. No one ever said that this was all Britt's fault. Literally nobody.
Manipulating Kalista and
because it's all your fault.
All these things. That's not the case at all. Think about any friendship that you have. And even though this wasn't, I fucking hate the whole YouTuber friendship thing. Me and Britt were friendly. We got along. But think about people that you talk to kind of regularly. You gossip and you talk shit. That's basically what that was. And you'll see from the DMs that I'm going to show you.
All right, so this is her first DM that she has provided. Keep in mind, Kalista left out a lot of DMs and shit. But okay, this is her first one that she's provided. April 11th, 2021 from Britt. Well, there's certain things you're not showing before that, obviously, because Britt didn't just reach out to you to complain about Tyra piercing her nose and how she's jealous of Britt. I also received these text messages, or not text messages, excuse me, DMs from Britt saying these sort of things, right? And then Kalista replies, OMG, and she has the nerve to call me a stan, LMAO. Britt says, I'm getting very creeped out by her now. Kalista says, she's nuts. She keeps talking about you in most of her videos too. And she keeps trying to say that you're bullying the Aussie girl. She's talking about Bambi. And keeps saying, Britt won't even say my name in a video and blah, 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 blah. It's so creepy how she is so fixated. And then Britt says they're made for each other, meaning Bambi and Tyra. Now, Bambi and Tyra started off as like friendly people until Bambi figured out who the fuck she was. So that lines up sort of to this time, you know, in April 2021. So yeah, and then Kalista says, I agree. It's such a crazy situation. And she was acting like an idiot. She tried to say that she was unbiased, but her videos about you were so, and then let's see what she's got next. So annoying, sorry. About you were so nitpicky that it wasn't actual criticism. Britt says, yeah, I'm all for criticism, but that's not what she did, so I called her an idiot. They're talking about Bambi. And then Kalista says to her, that's perfectly reasonable. Then Britt says, was it a good idea? Not really, but I said sorry. Then she got rid of it, or she couldn't keep her narrative going. Then Kalista says, yeah, that's messed up. It sucks. These girls just won't move on. And then Britt hearts that comment. Now, this is interesting to me because this is one of the first times that I have seen on the timeline of terms like these girls have come up. So I think that's interesting. Then Britt says they won't. Bambi will before Tyra ever will. And then Kalista says, yeah, Tyra has said herself that she's doing YouTube to hopefully use it as a full income, and said herself she's on YouTube constantly, which is sad. I like YouTube too, but there are other cool things in life too. LOL. Yeah, maybe like accusing people of harassment and whatever. Then on June 8th, 2021, Britt, so we're to assume that there are no messages, or at least no messages that are viable to this situation, which I find that hard to believe. We go from April to June 8th, 2021. Britt says, hope you're doing well. Listen, I don't want you to go down any rabbit holes, LOL, but take this as you will. Please be careful who you trust when it comes to this whole YouTube world. Protect your well-being and don't think anyone is your friend. Now, this is interesting because at this time, Britt and I were still fine. Britt and Coley were still fine. People still seem to be fine with Britt. So I don't know who she's referring to. It's not that she's necessarily wrong, because as we can see, there are a lot of fucked up people on the internet. But I think this is interesting. So she's reaching out to Kalista to tell her, protect yourself, girl. And then Kalista responds, hey, I'm doing okay. Been kind of tired and busy preparing for my summer class that starts on Monday, but otherwise doing well. I hope you're doing well too. It's always nice to hear from you. Absolutely. I appreciate your advice. I do try to be careful and not get overly attached or give too much personal information to people. There are a few people who I trust more than others, but there are some who I know are shady, and I'm cordial too, but also cautious. I appreciate you looking out for me. Thanks so much. You're one of the good ones too. If there is a particular person in mind and you're comfortable telling me, please feel free, and I won't say anything. Like I wouldn't say, OMG, Britt told me this. Well, look, you're doing it right now. I would just know to keep it in the back of my mind, but I 100% understand that you may not want to do this. I was just letting you know that I take it seriously. Thank you again. You're awesome. Heart, heart, heart. So like the way that they're talking to each other is already like they're setting each other up, right? Like Britt's like, hey, I'm coming at you and just saying, hey, I hope you're good, but I hope that, you know, just be careful with certain people. And then Kalista's responding in a way that's like, oh, but if you want to tell me, if you don't want to tell me, it's cool. Like they're filling each other out, right? So fucking weird. Then Britt says, kissy face, I know you're a smart girl. I know real ones when I come across them. Keep your guards up. So this is one of the reasons, we have more to go through, but this is one of the reasons why Britt is involved in this situation. How many people on the internet have told you that they thought Britt was their friend and she would DM them constantly? I am one of them. And this is just another person that is showing that, right? And she's love bombing Kalista. Kissy face, I know you're a smart girl. You're one of the real, I know real when I come across them. Keep your guard up. Like this whole exchange is just bizarre. Then Kalista says, oh yeah, I know exactly the people you mean, LOL. I'm very, very careful around them. Cordial, but careful, LOL. Thank you. It means a lot to me you reached out. Britt says, I'm staying out of comment sections. If I'm in a live, I'm listening only. Even the ones who seem legit. Wide eye emoji. I know you're wiser than most. There we go with the love bombing again onto Kalista. You're so smart, girl. Just be careful of people. And then Kalista's like insinuating, I kind of know who you're talking about. I'm cordial but not careful. I mean, does no one think that just like, this is just like a little bit of it? You're right, JJ, it's manipulation. Just like this way that they're speaking to each other already. And then Kalista says, thank you. Yeah, I've seen how toxic people can be in lives. It gets pretty crazy. I'm lucky my first one went.
But my disclaimer is I'm not.
And then she cuts it off. So Kalista had more to say, but that's all she's going to show us for right now. And keep in mind, I was still perfectly fine with Britt at this time.
To blame Britt or anything. I truly don't believe that she did anything wrong.
She did do things that are wrong against. I have more screenshots that we're going to go over. but she kept applauding you, love bombing you, and you were fucking obsessed with Britt. I'm going to say it here and now. There are so many ways that I can come to that conclusion. Even you, Kalista, when we talked on the phone, you said it to me that you wanted to appease people and you wanted to seem like a cool girl. And look at all the fucking lengths that you went through to achieve such. So did Britt help make these screenshots and accuse us of harassment? Fuck no, she didn't. She didn't do the shit that you did, but she was absolutely manipulating you. And it seems like you're very easy to manipulate. More screenshots to come.
Regard to this entire situation. I did take what she said seriously, but ultimately my actions were my actions.
And she knew that you took it seriously. Wake up.
It's my fault. I mean,
even look at Coley. Coley admitted that she created her whole channel to defend Britt. She has shown proof. And also, I believe there's more shit she hasn't shown, like I've said before, about Britt approving these videos that she was sending up, that she was putting up. And those videos were against us. Mostly, Coley's videos were against Marissa and Bambi. But who was there cheering them on? Not in the comments, as Britt just wrote to you. I won't be in the comments or the chats, but I'm going to be here. Hello?
Listen to what people were telling me. I could have handled the entire situation better by talking to those in question. I could have talked to them directly about it.
Abso-fucking-lutely. You could have you said that we were your friends, or Bambi was your real friend, and we were kind of loosely your friends, but everything was cool, right? And you could have at any moment come to us and said, I've received all of these crazy emails from people just warning me about you guys. Warning you about what?
Regard to accusations and shit that I was hearing from other people.
See, this is the kind of problem I have with these videos. When she loosely says shit like these accusations and these things, like, what were they? Is this what I waited over a year to see? What were they?
This was around July, August, when all the radiantbritt, Peter Mon stuff happened, and stephtxma did a long live stream talking about that. And she talked about a bunch of other things.
In that long live stream, I spent maybe the first 20 minutes talking about that situation where I stood up for Britt. But the fact that I even mentioned Britt in a way that wasn't right behind her ass with my nose up it, this shit started. So she is also a part of this. She is.
Wasn't like a live stream to drag Britt. I entered into the live stream kind of toward the end. And that's when I saw like a friend of mine and another subscriber. I felt that Steph was being rude to her at the time, and that bothered me. So I said something about it. But me and Steph weren't really like fighting. It was still, we were respectful and kind toward each other.
Because I didn't do anything wrong.
Or even at that point. Sorry, this lighting is so weird here. Trying to figure out different areas I could film in my house. During the day, it's hard because these windows and shit. Bear with me. Subscriber that I was talking about in that live stream, her name's Karen. I thought it was rude that Steph was like, hey, you're acting like a Karen, because
she was acting like a Karen. I'll say it again. Go watch that live stream.
Karen came into the live stream and said, oh my God, why are you making this live stream dragging Britt? And a bunch of people, it seemed to me, how I perceived it, that people were ganging up on Karen, and I didn't feel that she did anything wrong. It honestly was a huge misunderstanding. I am going to add that Karen had nothing to do with this. In regard to my bad behavior, and in regard to any accusations and screenshots that I was sent, It had nothing to do with Karen. She never sent me screenshots and she never made any accusations. She and I talked regularly and I considered her a friend. I haven't talked to her in a bit, but there's no bad blood between me.
Okay, so everybody take note. Kalista says this very pivotal moment of my Peter Mon video is when all of this started, right? So we both agree on that. This is when all of this shit started, right? But Karen had nothing to do with it. But Karen was pivotal, but she had nothing to do with it.
Karen, she hasn't done anything wrong. And she wasn't anybody that was like really in my ear and telling me like, hey, this is what's happening and this, and this, and you should do this and you should do that. It was never anything like that with her. So I want to put that to bed because I saw a couple people in comments last year saying, oh, I bet Karen has something to do with it. No, she didn't. That's not true.
And also we didn't say that Karen had anything to do with it because you have to, everybody, you have to keep in mind that we didn't know. By we, I mean Marissa, Bambi, and myself. We had no idea when Kalista took it upon herself to make 2 separate videos accusing us all of things that we didn't do in 2 separate videos. The first video, she accused Marissa and us of harassing people in DMs, right? The second video, all of a sudden, she's saying that she was sent an email by Bambi blackmailing her for her eating disorder, okay? So keep that in mind. So we never said that Karen was the one or had anything to do with it. We, this whole fucking time, have been trying to figure out what happened, who was involved. This came out of left field. So we're going to look at everybody. So don't sit here and be like, oh, people may say Karen's involved. She's not. People may say Britt involved. She's not. You were all involved in your own way. You all played your own role. But you, Kalista, you were the master.
And Britt were talking about that live stream. Britt said in a DM, I'm proud of you for not going to the live stream last night. And I let her know
Wait, what did she say?
At the live DM, I'm proud of you for not. We're talking about that live stream. Britt said in a DM, I'm proud of you for not going to the live stream last night. And I let her know I was at the live stream, but at the end, I ended up watching the replay.
Okay. This is important because when I did that live about Peter Mon and the Britt situation, I had, because I was still cool with Radiant Britt, had messaged her and said, hey, because I will say when anybody I think is fucking up, I'm going to say it. And I messaged Britt and I told her, hey, I'm going to do the live. And Britt told me she's going out with her boyfriend. She can't watch the live or whatsoever. And she's not going to be participating pretty much is what she told me. So I was like, okay, fine, cool. And then Britt, who I believe was fucking watching it anyway, or she watched it at some point, apparently, then she decides to reach out to Kalista and tell her, I'm proud of you for not going in that live stream. Who uses that verbiage with somebody? But you, Kalista, say you're not friends, but you're friendly. And she's love bombing you and all of this shit. And she wants to reach out to you and say, hey, I'm proud of you for not going into Stephanie's live stream, which is interesting because Britt and I were still fine. That's interesting. She's so proud of you.
Days later, I don't know what I was doing that day. I wasn't home. And then I got home and I was like, oh shit. And then I hopped on the live stream and was in the chat. But I wasn't one of the people that talked on panel or anything. I never discussed the Radiant Britt, Peter Mon situation.
And you know why you never did that, Kalista? Because you're obsessed with Britt and she could do no wrong. See, the thing is, Kalista, is that all of us do something wrong at some point. But you're so wanting her approval and wanting to be her friend that of course you didn't speak out about it. Now, all of your content is gone, Kalista, but I didn't forget, and a lot of us didn't forget. Most of your videos, Kalista, that you put up on YouTube were mirroring videos that Britt put up. Britt put up a video about the Philippines dog. You had to do one. Britt did a video promoting DCP. You had to do one. There were like four or five videos where Britt did a video and then you did a video. I mean, if that's not like a pick me girl, I don't fucking know what is. So of course you didn't do a video about her and Peter Mon's situation, right? And this is the difference between me and you, Kalista. I don't lick ass. I'm not a bootlicker. I'm not a fucking follower. I'm none of those fucking things. From day fucking one, I always said, if I didn't like something about someone, I would say it, but not you, right? You are a bad judge of character. Absolutely. And to you, someone in your life could do something wrong and you would just let them do it and you wouldn't say anything about it. That's the difference between you and I. You have absolutely no convictions.
And some people were telling me, oh, you should make a video about it. It's just because you're one of Britt's fans, you're biased. And yeah, I was biased, so I didn't make a video.
Yeah, well, at least you fucking admit it. But I think you were a little bit more biased than you're willing to publicly admit about Britt. I feel like you probably went through a lot of shit in your life or whatever. You probably weren't like the most popular person in life. Fuck, I wasn't either. And I think Britt love bombed you, gave you all of this confidence and shit. And you just followed it to your own admission.
With my commentary, I didn't upload that often and I didn't talk about every little thing that was going on, either because something didn't interest me or because I had a very obvious bias. So that's why I didn't make content in regard to that. There was a discussion between me and Marissa on Twitter in DMs because I was worried. This was at the time when me and Marissa were still friendly too. Marissa talked about the radiantbritt Peter Mon situation and said like, oh, I don't know why none of her friends are talking about this or people who like her are talking about this. Are you biased? I felt very called out. So
you were being called out. And Marissa did the same thing to me. And guess what I did? I said, bet, because I'm not that person. So you were being called out. We saw from the beginning what was going on.
Contacted her and said like, hey, were you talking about me? Like, I don't have a lot of time on my hands. And yeah, I am biased. And she said, no, I wasn't talking about you, girl. I think that was the last time me and Marissa actually DM'd before a bunch of other shit happened. So after the live stream that Steph did about radiantbritt and Peter Mon, according to Britt in DMs, I think her and Steph talked and exchanged words. Steph was upset that Britt didn't watch the live yet. And Britt said like, hey, I'm busy.
No, I was not upset that Britt didn't watch the live yet. Britt told me, I reached out to her as a friend, even though I didn't like what she did. And by the way, again, I still stuck up for her, but I didn't like what she did, right? I reached out to her and told her I was doing the fucking live stream. And you know what she told me? She told me, Steph, I trust you. I trust your opinion on things. That's what she told me. And then I had reached out to her after that and I said, hey, did you get a chance to watch it? Because I noticed that Britt just all of a sudden fell off. She was DMing me all the time, but she just all of a sudden fucking fell off. I wonder why that is. Huh.
It didn't get a chance to, and I wasn't there. I wasn't home. And she was upset that there was a live stream to begin with based on.
Well, that's interesting that she was upset that there was a live to begin with because I have the DMs. She didn't tell me she was upset that there was a live. She all but gave me her fucking blessing, saying she was fine with it. So you're telling me that Britt was telling you different things about me. So unbeknownst to me, Britt's telling you that she's upset that I'm doing this live stream or whatever, really clinging on to you, Kalista. But she didn't fucking say that to me ever to this day.
What she had told me. And then Britt told me that, oh, Steph deleted me from her Instagram. Like me and Britt were both followers on Steph's Instagram at the time. And Britt says, so I don't think Steph wants anything to do with me anymore. And at that same time, Steph did a short on her.
Okay, before we get into the short, it's interesting again that Britt runs to you, Kalista, and says, oh, Steph blocked me from Instagram because I motherfucking did. When I see people for who they are, I have nothing to do with them. Any one of my actual friends can tell you that. Melissa can attest to that. Oh, hey, honey, how are you doing? Can attest to that. I don't fuck with people like that. Here's exactly what happened. Britt was telling me that she hadn't seen the live yet. But that whole fiasco happened with Karen in my chat during that live stream. Then I noticed that Karen went to Radiant Britt's channel and she's talking mad shit about me. And Britt's just hearting all the fucking comments. Now, at this point, I think Britt and I are cool or whatever. But apparently she's telling you all of this shit about me, which I didn't know until this video you did. But then I see her hearting all this shit that Karen is saying about me fucking everywhere. So you know what I do? Because I'm not a fucking simp and I see people, when you do something to me, it's over. That's just who I am. So her ass got blocked. That's exactly what happened. Now,
channel. I don't believe it's still on there, and I'm not trying to like say anything like that.
Oh, you definitely are trying to say something, but here we go with a lie.
About that, like it's your channel, you could post basically what you want within reason. But she made a short saying that she was going to leave YouTube and that everybody's like weirdos and liars or whatever. She was upset, and I think it had something to do with that. She deleted that short, I believe, that same day. In the DM, you'll see me and Britt. We're talking.
Okay, now we gotta pause this. This is the video that Kalista is talking about. First of all, Kalista, this was never taken off my channel. It's been on my channel the whole time. It's right here, honey. It's been there the whole time. Okay? At this time, this is the Peter Mon live right here. At this time, see, Kalista, when you say you're not trying to say anything, you absolutely are trying to say something and insinuate something. Because why would you even bring up this short and say that it was deleted, which I never was? And I had a right to feel this way in this short. So let's watch it.
Hey everybody, hope everybody's well. Just doing a little short video really quick to say thank you for everybody who has been so kind and supported me and things I've had to say or whatever. But I don't think that I'll be doing YouTube anymore. It's not for me. I think it's just a bunch of weirdos and liars and all that stuff. So not for me. She'll continue. This is my other life, I guess. But thank you to everybody. I appreciate you. Hey, everybody.
All right. So that was the video that Kalista is referring to. She says that I deleted it. It's never deleted. It's there. And I still stand by that. I mean, I had only ever been on the internet very shortly. And in that short period of time, all of this weird shit was happening to me. So yeah, I put that up there. I intended to leave YouTube at that time. I was like, I ain't dealing with this shit. Y'all are weird. And whether or not that had to fucking do with Britt does not matter, because she's also a fucking weirdo in my opinion. And I want nothing to do with her. So I don't know the point of bringing that up and then say that you're not trying to insinuate anything. That's absolutely fucking bullshit. But it's still there, Kalista.
About that short, and
here we go, another screenshot. Hi for anybody that I missed, by the way. I'm having a hard time looking at this chat on my phone because I'm trying to get through everything. It's a lot. Thank you for being here again, guys. Okay, here we go. Another screenshot from Britt. Conveniently, the date is left off of this. Britt says, protect yourself and your channel from the mess. So here she goes again. Here Britt goes again. Protect yourself, Kalista. Kalista says, absolutely. Thank you for looking out for me and always being so kind. Steph has kicked me off her IG now. It's weird, and I don't appreciate mean girl shit ever. Well, that's interesting, Britt. How about you get fucked? I just told you why I blocked you. But apparently you were talking shit about us or about me already to Kalista. What the fuck is this shit? How is that mean girl? If I don't want you in my life, I don't want you in my life. That's not being mean. At this point, I had never said anything fucking negative about you. But this is what you're doing in people's DMs, Britt. I mean, what the actual fuck? Coley, I'll check it in a minute. Then Kalista says, wow, that is weird. I'm surprised, Steph. I'm surprised. Steph has always seemed like a real nice person, but even last night when I entered the live, she was mad at another subscriber for saying that they shouldn't be doing that live and was kind of rude to her. So that made me see her in a bit of a different light last night. I didn't do anything. Steph made a short video today to say she's leaving YouTube because because people are all weirdos and liars. Britt says, I think several, side note, Kalista, why don't you show the DM of what you just said went on between you and Britt? Why don't you show that DM? You didn't even have to talk. You could have just showed the DM. So Britt says, I think several saw her for who she is after last night for a few reasons. Protect yourself. Create distance. Here Britt is again. Protect yourself. Create distance. Don't be involved with them. And you're trying to sit here and tell me that Britt had nothing to do with this situation. It slipped. I think Steph is showing us who she was all along, maybe. It slipped out, and maybe it's for the best it happened now and not later on. What slipped out? Because one of your little fucking stands came into my live and tried to start shit and I didn't fucking take it? Is that what it was, Britt? Britt, you are just a fucking weirdo just like everybody else. The fuck? It's really interesting that what she tries to show. Then Kalista says, yeah, I think so too. It just goes to show that we all have to be careful who we trust, especially online. Britt hearts it. I think maybe in the beginning her heart was in the right place, but then she told so many times by people how amazing she was and how she was kind of like the voice of reason, and it might have gone to her head. So then she got more self-righteous over it. Fuck you, bitch. Which I guess can happen. It's a bummer, but yeah, this is why I try to be careful too. You just never know. Britt hearts it. Britt says, look, I never care about how many subs I have. Well, that's interesting, Britt, because as we're going to see, you certainly care about how many subs I have. Maybe you should be concerned. You just hit 20K, right? Good for you, girlfriend. But you're going to be worried about my subs in just a minute. Look, I never cared about how many subs I had. It's nice, but I don't gloat about the number because I always found it tacky. But for her to try to claim so many people wanted her to do a video is a lie. That is not a lie, Britt. I have all the DMs where people like you and not another evil stepmother who tried to come in my fucking DMs recently and start shit were certainly wanting that reckoning video to happen. That was all fucking recorded. So shut the fuck up with that bullshit. I was also a new fucking person on the YouTube platform, but this is how you want to talk about me, and I didn't do not a motherfucking thing to you. Cool. She did it for views. How did I do what for views, girl? The Peter Mon video in which I said I didn't appreciate what you did, but still stuck up for you. I did that for views. Suck my dick, Britt. These people fucking like trigger the shit out of me. They are so fucking, I just don't even know. And still not to this day, one of you motherfuckers can show something that I did wrong. And I'm not saying I'm fucking perfect. I have certainly trashed both of you to my friends, for sure, because of shit like this we knew you were doing. But you are over in DMs talking like this about me. And at this time, I still thought Kalista and I were fine. If she really just wanted to state her opinion, it could have been a 5-minute video. Instead, she allowed a 4-hour live of dragging me. I see who she is. Britt, you were not dragged for 4 hours. That did not happen. Even one of your biggest fans came up on my fucking panel. That did not happen. Nor is it up to you to say how long I should do a fucking video, if I should be on a live, the length of my fucking video, or whatever it was. It's none of your fucking business, dude. You got all these people all over the fucking internet dragging you constantly, and then you're in someone's DM talking about me, someone who stood up for you this way. Wow. Kalista says, I agree with that 100%. I'm grateful for my subs, but the numbers are not the most important thing to me. I'm grateful for anybody who takes the time to hear me out when I make a video. Yeah, I think she did it for views too. Interesting, because I was still fine with Kalista at this moment. She started to let it consume her. When was I ever consumed, babe? You motherfuckers all over the internet keep talking about me and lying on me and shit. I'm going to keep talking about it too. And the more you fuckers tell on each other, because ever since I did that live where I called out who you really were, Kalista, showed my proof, talked about what you did, all of you in your little group or whatever have just been clamoring all over the place. All of you. Every single one of you. Britt got on her channel and did 2 videos and completely denounced 2 of you. You are out here, you and Coley, thinking y'all are still friends. Y'all ain't friends. We'll get in that too. Y'all ain't friends. And I have sat back and just watched you all throw each other under the bus. Sorry, let's continue. I don't think this is going to be the last we see of her on YouTube. That's goddamn right, Kalista. I have a feeling another long live will come up. Well, here's one here, Kalista, where she's dragging you and basically everyone. Didn't happen. It's going to be a mess. I hope I'm wrong. And then Kalista says, I think so. Some type of exposing video, which I don't even know what she could possibly expose or dig up. So funny that we're exposing the exact moment where you say that there's nothing I can expose.
Made a video talking about
Oh, but we don't get any more of the DMs. That's it for the DMs right now.
the drama. Like, I referred to it as drama, even though some of this is petty drama, but a lot of it isn't. It's more than that. It's really shitty. And I talked about everything, and that was the first time I expressed that it really bothered me how Steph and Karen interaction. Me and
We're back to Karen.
Talked about it, and we were still fine. It was a misunderstanding. We remained friendly. Shortly after that, when I pulled support from Steph, Bambi, and Marissa, Not Another Housewife, that's when I deleted that video talking about the drama, because in that video I was still talking about how I didn't have anything, against those women, and that we were all still getting along. And in that video, I also apologized to Tyranicholee for negative things.
So you were all fine. We were all still getting along. But in the meantime, you were DMing Britt and God knows who else like this.
Said about her earlier that year, because I made some really petty comments. So I apologized in that video to Tyra. But I ended up deleting that whole video because I pulled support from the other 3.
So I'm just going to show you the Coley as seen by a subscriber sent me this screenshot of Britt. So I'm just going to show you. It says August 7th. I'm going to assume what year was this Coley. It doesn't have a year on it, so I would say this is last month, where Britt says, I hope y'all can see that. I'll save it. If they keep pushing, I'll make a video and embarrass all of them. I'll show them messages and expose how much of a stalker Steph is and how much of a victim Bambi is. Okay. Go for it, Britt. Because also, people just showed some DMs where you were talking to DCP and you told him that it was fine if he doxed someone publicly, right? Coley, when did you get that message from Britt? What year? Was it last August or was it this August? I find it hard to believe that she would reach out to you like a month ago. When all that shit was going down. So this was last year. Okay. So that was 3 days. That's interesting because Kalista did her first video August 10th. This message is from Britt August 7th. So that's 3 days before Britt did her original video. That was 3 days before Kalista did her original video accusing Marissa and I of harassment. It's just part of the timeline, Britt. Let's continue. Here we are at another one. Another DM from Britt to Kalista, July 24th, 2021. See, dates are very important around here. This is, again, before Kalista did, so what is this? 17 days before Kalista did her first video. From Britt, you're too smart to engage with them. Again, the way that she's speaking to Kalista, crazy. And then Kalista says, thank you for your kindness and understanding. I appreciate that so much. You're my favorite YouTuber and I respect you so much. I felt so bad earlier when I realized that some of the things I've said at the times I've involved myself with these girls, excuse me, again, with these girls, might have upset people that I really like and respect. I never want to hurt anybody. Thank you again. You're amazing. And from now on, I'm not going to get involved with them anymore about this. It's very toxic. And it's just for the best that I leave it be. You always support me. It's like all of this because I did what? A live about Peter Mon where I talked about you for 20 minutes? Jesus. Britt says, the mean crew will turn on you as soon as you're not praising them. No, that's you, Britt. Because I didn't praise you about Peter Mon. That's what you did. It's really weird. I would stay away. I think it's best. That's best too. So again, Britt, stay away. Stay away. I mean, how many times did she say this? And then Kalista says, absolutely. I get where you're coming from and have seen it happen. On the bottom, Britt says, oh, well, onward and upward. Yes, Tia, I know it is. This lady's nuts. They all are. All right, here's another one. Not another housewife is vile and crazy in my opinion. Yeah, I'm seeing that too, trying to distance myself from her lately. She's just completely like every time Britt says something, she's just totally agreeing and just sucking up the attention from Britt. Bigger YouTuber, beautiful fucking Britt, right? Britt says, all of them are vile on different levels, and that's just my opinion. How was I vile? Because you were fucking co-signing for sure everything I was doing before I talked about your ass, Britt. Kalista says, I agree. I tried to see the good in everybody, but more and more, especially over the last 24 hours, I'm seeing that the bad is outweighing the good. And then Britt says, and Steph isn't the mediator of YouTube. She needs to get over herself. Half of her subs were from my advertisement on her channel back when she talked about Tira for the first time. And that's true. When I did my reckoning video, Britt and I were becoming DM friends, budly, friendly, whatever the fuck you want to say. And we talked all the time about Tira, all the fucking time. Don't regret it. Stand by everything I fucking said. Because obviously I still feel that way. I talk about it. But you, Britt, are over here talking about, oh, the only thing that Stephanie has is just because of me. Well, thank you for your few subs, Britt. I really appreciate it. You made a huge impact on my life. I would like to take this moment to just really thank you for all of the views and subscribers and everything that you sent to my channel, trying to share me standing up for you. Oh, but now you don't like it. Coley, are you talking about me? Why am I calling you crazy? I didn't specifically call you crazy, but I still have fucking issues with you too. Is that what you're talking about with me? Because I'm certainly not in the mood. Because we're going to go through a couple of screenshots of yours too. I'm not coming at you, but you were involved. You admitted to starting your channel to back up Britt. That's crazy. You admitted in one of the screenshots that I'm going to see that Kalista was sending you clips and all kinds of shit. And then you denounced her as a friend twice to me. But then on a live the other day, you after Kalista did a video talking about how y'all are still friends, on a live the other day, you were talking about like, oh, we're not friends, but we are friendly. And then made all of these excuses for Kalista. Right? Is that about par? I'm not trying to have any more issues with you, but you were a part of the story. Because you talked to her behind the scenes. Who? Let me move on. Here's another screenshot. Because this whole thing, Coley, too, is just not about you. It's just not about you. It's just not about you. But you were also there and involved. So to tell the story, you're involved. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a lot of stuff to get through. Next screenshot from Britt. Not that numbers matter, but she needs to get over herself big time. Kalista says, I agree 100%. Britt says, OMG, they only get views when they're trashing one another. And you fucking loved it, Britt. You fucking loved it. Kalista says, yes, LOL. Ugh, I know a Kalistacat exposed video might come out in the future, and I think that's going to be hilarious. Well, Kalistacat, as we've seen many times, you predicted your own fate because you're certainly getting that. Especially because my online presence in regard to bad behavior is so boring. So that'll be entertaining, I suppose. Well, it's certainly not boring now, is it, Kalista? Then Britt says, LOL, it might come, but that will only show they're here to fake befriend people just to turn around and make ridiculous content about said person later on. Then Kalista says, yep, LOL. Britt says, I trust nobody. That little crew of Bambi and Steph especially showed me all I need to see. I had still done nothing to Britt. Done nothing to Britt. And by the way, Britt and Bambi made up. Britt apologized to her. Bambi accepted and they made up. And this is how Britt is doing. Making me miss shit. Britt says, Karen is a good person. I'm sorry that happened on your channel and is now spilling onto other platforms. Kalista says, thank you for always being so kind and supportive. I'm sorry I didn't listen sooner. Britt says, hey, we live and learn. No apology needed. They're all on sinking ship anyway, and they'll throw one another off the ship very soon. Well, it still hasn't happened, Britt. We're still on the same fucking ship. Kalista said, but you guys have done that. Kalista says, I agree. Britt says, I hope they don't make videos, but I wouldn't be shocked at all. We'll make tons of them. And then Britt says, even if it's indirectly, but knowing Steph especially, she might be the first one. You right. Kalista says, I bet they will, though. I have a pretty thick skin, and the people who truly follow me for me will know all they... where was I? Will know all they say is bullshit. I'll be okay. See, like, they're just, like, planning all of this shit, and nothing has happened. Keep in mind, like, nothing's happened. Nothing's happened, and this is how they're talking to each other. Nothing's happened. This is before Kalista's video. We're still in July. Then Kalista says, I just had another sub DM me and saying that they are afraid of Steph. I don't know what happened, but I let them know I blocked Steph too. Ugh. So Britt was mad because I blocked her, but she knows why she got blocked. But now you're trying to impress your friend Britt, and you say, oh, I blocked Steph, and I didn't tell Stephanie she was blocked. No, because that's not what you did, Kalista. You went and you told people who were supposedly DMing you before your videos about us that you blocked me. But I still thought we were fine. Then Britt says, wow, that says a lot for people to say they're scared of her. Shows the energy she gets off. And then Kalista says, exactly. And then Britt says, yikes. Let me tell you something. If I give off the energy that you should be scared of me, it's probably because you did something. It is what it is, girls. And you clearly did something. So maybe that's why you were given that energy. Think about it. Then Kalista says, I made a community post talking about what's going on, but vaguely and not using names. I don't know if y'all remember. I can show it later. When Kalista did a huge long community post, it was the first time I ever knew anything was wrong. And I still didn't even know it was about me. But the first time that I knew that something was wrong was Kalista's long community post that she put up, not naming us, being vague, right? But she's having this side conversation with Britt the whole fucking time. They're going to be pissed, but you have the willpower to ignore them. Just know you have so many who support you. Thank you. I'll remember that. I'm not afraid of them. They're the mean girls. But how I see it is that they are the Wish Apps version of mean girls. Since at least Regina George was fashionable. LOL. Let me look. Yes, LMAO. I actually laughed out loud at that. Are you fucking kidding me? Look at how these two are speaking to each other. And we still don't know, me, Marissa, and Bambi still don't know that anything's wrong. And have done nothing. And then Kalista says, LOL, I'm glad. Not another housewife is mad right now, so that's entertaining, I suppose. Apparently, she's going to make a video about me according to her community post, which is fine. I'm both flattered and creeped out. I will not be responding to her. She is so vile. Why are you saying you're creeped out? You started this. She responded. We responded. And you're still like laughing and calling us vile and shit like that. This proves that Britt was involved in her roundabout fucking way. I mean, look at this setup leading up to these videos. They are like 13-year-olds. I agree. It sucks because all of these women actually have the potential to be great YouTubers. But if they continue like this, I don't see them going far at all. I might lose subscribers once I get exposed. But that's okay. It's like she knew it was going to happen. Like, this shows intention to me. The ones who stick around are the ones who truly like me for me and like my content and don't see me as an extension of another creator. I'm not worried about it. Britt says, oh, trust me, you might lose a few, but those who listen to the bullshit, we haven't even said anything. Those who live into the bullshit, any of them say aren't smart enough to be subs of yours anyway. I've lost a few today, and I believe it's from Marissa slandering me yet again. She calls me a bitch any chance she gets. It's vile, especially when I'm done not a single thing to be called that. Well, this proves otherwise. Kalista, exactly. The name calling is disgusting. You absolutely did nothing to deserve that. Britt hearts it. Britt says, just funny how the crew that hates name calling is name calling whenever they can. I've name called one person, one thing. They deserve it. I stick by it. It's also ignorance. Britt sends to Kalista. Now, if you'll look at this screenshot up and to the left, you'll see a little lock. It says, welcome to my cult. Do you need to see an official welcome on board? And then there's one vote underneath it, right? And it says, yes, I want to know the benefits summary. No, I'm well informed and ready for my gold member card. And then she laughs and Britt says, that'll piss him off. Well, that's interesting, Britt, you chicken shit bitch, because this is blocked. This says that this is locked and that you were the one. It says one vote. You were the one that voted yes. And then you decided to send it in a DM to Kalista to laugh about it. But I don't remember this, or I would have screenshot it. You never sent it out. And then you're laughing about you're going to piss me off. And we still have done nothing to you. And then Kalista says, yes, OMG. And then Britt says, LMAO, it's so insane. Next, they'll say that you and I are working together. Well, all of these screenshots prove otherwise. Melissa says, I have that screenshot if you want it. Did Britt send this out? Because I totally fucking missed it. It just proves how I'm not fucking watching for Britt. This is so funny that you guys are just laughing at this shit. And then Kalista says, I commented and said, I'll bring the Kool-Aid. Ha, 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 ha. That made my night. There's a little love story going on between you guys. You have to make fun of it when it's so outrageous and stupid. Angel emoji. Agreed. On my community tab, I posted a picture of me and my cat when everybody is expecting a reaction to Marissa's video. LOL. See, like, this just starts to show, like, again, like, this, like, the mind games that they were fucking playing and, like, setting us up and shit. If anyone ever came at me with legit criticism, I will address it. Everything else is not worth my energy. I agree. Marissa is someone who belongs on Jerry Springer. I can't take her seriously. If somebody that I took seriously would come at me with criticism, then I would talk about it, but it's a dumpster fire. She's so bad, and honestly, Bambi and Steph are right alongside her. They're differing levels of ignorance, excuse me. Exactly. I saw how cruel how Bambi was in her last video. It's so gross. Yes. Marissa is the angry one. LOL. Steph is the entitled one, and Bambi is the ignorant one who thinks she actually makes sense. I know I'm a mess, but I also know I'm not that bad, not like them. And if I ever did get that bad, you would tell me, LOL. And I'm not sure others would too. Exactly. Bambi left me another weird voicemail. Ugh. This whole thing is nuts. And she's claiming that Bambi was her actual friend. But this is how she's talking about her to Britt. She said, just wanted to let you know, if you ever decide to reach out to Steph, I'm asking you not to tonight. I saw a turn in Steph that has me shook, and I never expected that. And I don't want anything to happen to you or for you to get hurt. I'm starting to realize what people have. You just go on and on. where did I left off? That people have been telling me I didn't respond. I have a feeling Steph is going to make a video dragging everybody eventually, so then we'll hear about it. It's just weird how everything, it's literally something new to add to crazy. And then Britt tells her yet again what to do and says, do not respond to Bambi. They're both toxic and you never know the intentions. I don't trust any of them, even to say hello. I agree. I won't respond. And where the fuck was that comment you just shared on your community tab? That's right, Shay. My God, look at all this shit. Like, I don't even want to read all this. I have so much more to read, but you guys can pause if you would like to read all of this bullshit. We got to move on.
The reason I pulled support from the three is that's when I started to get messages. I got a message from another subscriber saying, hey, I'm sorry I don't comment that much, but I'm...
So apparently this was like a comment that she got that said, just so you know, I deleted almost every comment on anyone's channels because Steph scares me. I support you, but probably won't be commenting too much.
I'm not going to reveal the name of that subscriber, but here is the screenshot. Here I have their picture blocked out. She's a subscriber that is comments kind of everywhere in the commentary community, and she was a supporter of mine. She is no longer. She stopped supporting me back in December when more things came to light, and my bad behavior was brought to the forefront, where I was talking shit and where I made a really tasteless and incredibly mean and bad video about the three girls, which I'm going to get into a bit later as I go on. I'm trying to talk about things in order to the best of my ability here. But yeah, it is a little bit all over the place. Sorry. And then I got the screenshots from Debbie saying that she had these really bad interactions with Steph and Marissa.
All right. So when I had that phone call with Kalista and she finally sent me the screenshots, I showed these in the last video I talked about Kalista. This is what she sent me. This is one of the ones that she sent me. She sent me, I think, 3 of them. Now, this is a bullshit fake screenshot. And I want you to notice how it's all in gray and white. Now on IG, on my Instagram, it's like blue and purple. This is another screenshot that was faked that was sent to me from Kalista. Like I said in my last video, notice how there's no title, there's no Instagram handle on the top, nothing whatsoever. It's just this DM with my face. And apparently I'm saying this stuff. She sent me this one too. This is a fake screenshot implicating Marissa.
The screenshots that Debbie sent me on Instagram. She said that these interactions happened on Instagram. I did not look further into or really ask a lot of questions to confirm the authenticity of the screenshots. And that was a gigantic mistake on my part. I believed Debbie. At the time, I believed.
Well, that's interesting. You believed her. You're supposed to be like a lawyer or something. I would think like you would have the smarts to think about like, oh, I'm getting these screenshots, but these screenshots look shady as fuck. But you didn't do that. So at least you admit that. Like you could have just asked us or something, but you certainly didn't do that.
When she sent me these screenshots, because Debbie and I talked pretty regularly. If you don't know who Debbie is, Steph has talked about her in a recent video. And Debbie is somebody who is in a lot of comment sections now for over a year. Sometimes talking shit, sometimes giving valuable input. I don't know. I never had an issue with Debbie until later last year, beginning of this year. I wasn't overly suspicious of her right away. Debbie first reached out to me. I believe there were 4 different accounts that she had used to talk to me on social media throughout the year that I was posting regularly on YouTube in the commentary community. All those accounts, she used her real name, but it would be Debbie and then the one last name, and then Debbie, and then she had two last names, like it was like a maiden name and a married name, and then Debbie, and then a different name, which I'm assuming was either a married or a maiden name. But it was all the same lady, same picture, the same way of typing, so I knew who that was. And then after that live stream with radiantbritt, Peter Mon, that Steph was talking about.
Yes, Tia, this is supposedly her apology video.
Things kind of started to slowly get weird. Like I said, that Britt was kind of warning me, be careful who you trust on YouTube, be careful who you be friends with. There was warnings like that. One of those other subscribers messaged me and said that they were afraid to comment. They were afraid of Steph. And I still didn't really question all of that. I thought, okay, I just kind of at the time, I didn't think that I was allowing it to affect me.
Can you imagine if someone came to Kalista, right? These supposed people that came to Kalista and said that they were scared of me and we were doing all of these things. Can you imagine if they had said that about Britt? If they came to Kalista and they said, I think Britt's this or that or dangerous or protect yourself from her, Kalista would have shut that shit down so fucking quickly. So quickly.
When I got these screenshots from Debbie that she said were from Instagram conversations with Steph and Marissa, is when I really acted in a bad way. I was very reactionary and just kind of freaked out. So these are the screenshots that were sent to me. Basically, Debbie said that she had reached out to Steph and Marissa and was critical of things that they were saying in their videos and things that they were posting, and that they responded in these very rude ways. Like Steph, she shows that Steph even told her to end herself. And
I would never say that to somebody.
Marissa just cussed her out, called her an ugly bitch.
Okay, now I think that this is really interesting. She's saying that this is from Debbie. Now, I think that this is from Debbie because I've seen her Instagram handle before, but I can't be sure. But the interesting thing is about this is when Kalista reached out to show me all the DMs and stuff that she had, she didn't send this to me. I even told her and remarked to her over the phone, none of this stuff, and I said it in a video too, none of this stuff has any, Debbie's name on it, nobody's name on it. It's just these, cropped off, fake looking fucking screenshots. But so why didn't you, Kalista, send me this one? But you didn't do that. But now you have this one. And another one you could have sent me.
Now, what I should have done is I should have questioned why there isn't the header on there that would show the handle of the person's name who's sending it. I could see, obviously, it's those girls' pictures. And they look like regular Instagram screenshots to me. Steph brought up something interesting in her video. She said the coloring of these screenshots should make it obvious that's fake, because she said, aren't the colors on Instagram DMs purple or blue? And that the other person's photo would be showing, the person who is responding, their photo would be showing too. For me, I didn't catch that because on my phone, I'm going to show you guys my phone and show you what it actually looks like in my Instagram. And it looks like that. It's gray and white. And I see the person's photo who I'm communicating with. I'll go ahead and I'll show you an example, the DMs between me and Steph recently, just to show you that that's what it looks like on my phone. I have an iPhone 11, so it's an older iPhone. I don't know if on the iPhone for everybody else it looks like that, or if it's people that have older iPhones. I don't know what kind of phone that Debbie has, but I'm going to show you right here what my Instagram DMs look like and why I thought that I didn't even think that these looked fake. I wasn't suspicious of it. I didn't question it at the time. So I just wanted to
Okay, so Kalista is going to show how she was telling me that she was making this video and how hers are in gray and white. Well, I think that actually tells on Kalista because mine are purple and gray. And Kalista says in this video that she has an iPhone 11. Well, I have an iPhone 11 as well. And mine don't look like that. I don't know why hers look like that. I don't know if that's a thing with Instagram, some Instagram users or not, but mine are not like that. So it's funny that all of these fake screenshots are in gray and white, but you're saying, oh, mine are also in gray and white. I think that's a little interesting.
What my phone looks like and my Instagram. So this is, for example, an Instagram interaction between me and Steph recently, before and after we had that Instagram phone call that I'm going to talk about later in this video. Like I said, I'm trying to talk about everything in order. At the top, you see it's Steph's handles.
Oh, apparently, by the way, to correct myself, Britt did put out that poll. I didn't see that poll, but also just shows Britt like what you were doing and trying to amp us up, and we had done nothing to you. Thank you for that screenshot confirming
Stephanie has a picture that she's currently using, and her handle stephtxma. There's the message that I sent her. You see that it is gray. What I'm saying is gray, and then you don't see my photo to the right. That's just not how it shows up on my phone. Like I said, I have an iPhone.
Also, you'll notice here in Kalista's on the right, it says that she sent me an email from a new email address because she told me that all of this harassment and stuff that she was getting, that she deleted that email account. Now I ask you, why would somebody delete an email account with all of this harassment and all of this proof?
I didn't upgrade my phone yet, but every iPhone I've had Instagram, and that always looks like this. The first iPhone I had was like an iPhone 4 or 5, and then I've had different iPhones like all throughout like the last decade. It always looked like this. So I'm logged into my Instagram right now. I'm sorry, the lighting is a little bit weird, but everything you see that Steph says, it shows in white, and then you see her picture there off to the left, and then you see my reply in gray, and you don't see my picture there. So this looks similar to the screenshots that Debbie had sent me. So I'm assuming that Debbie has a similar phone to me, maybe an iPhone, but I don't know what type of phone Debbie has. I never asked her, but that's why I never questioned in regard to like the colors and stuff. So this is all the DMs from me and Steph lately. This is me telling her that I'm making this video, right?
I'm going to read this screenshot later, but yeah, her telling me that she's making this video. I never replied to her, nor did I ever reply to the email that I got. So Kalista decided to dox herself to me in an email. And I don't want that. But we're going to go through those too, along with the harassing emails that I received.
Oh, so I wanted to show you that's what my Instagram looks like, and that's why I thought I didn't question the coloring, but I should have questioned the things that were being said, and I should have questioned why the handle and the name was cropped off on the top. When I got these screenshots from Debbie, I didn't question it. However, looking at it now, I should have questioned, oh, why isn't the header, with the person's name on the top of it? Why is that cropped off? And I should have looked into it more. At the time, and this is not an excuse. It's not an excuse. I didn't investigate it further. Right away, I was quick to believe Debbie. I had thought because of other conversations that we had and how she was kind to me. Most of the time we were talking shit, but she was very kind and friendly toward me. We had talked pretty often. There are a few subscribers that I talked with pretty often on a very friendly basis. I didn't think that she would go to the trouble of making fake screenshots. I didn't really question it until months later. So me and Debbie, I let her know, oh my God, this is so terrible. I'm so sorry. And I said, I'm pulling support. I can't support these women anymore. I don't even want to be associated with them anymore if they're going to talk this way. And at that time, there wasn't like any screenshots or anything of Bambi saying anything, but I knew that she was close friends with those other two. And at the time, I put her as almost guilty as by association. And I pulled support from all three. I made vague community posts. I was very reactionary once I received these screenshots, and I was upset.
Sorry, guys, I just got to take a little break. We're only like 35 minutes into this hour and 43-minute video, but like this whole shit just like really triggers me. And like we haven't even gotten into the most serious part of it. So I'm sorry. I just needed like a second to like step away and stuff like that. But this shit is just like crazy to me. It's just so nuts.
And I ended up making a big mistake, and I made videos about it. I talked trash about these women in community posts, in comments, in videos. I talked shit in DMs with a lot of people about it. I posted on Twitter, some vague, some not very vague posts. I have gone through, I believe I went through and deleted a bunch of harmful shit that I had said, but months later after I had said it.
And what Kalista is talking about now is like how she went on and on and on and on, all over Twitter, all over YouTube, all over Instagram, all over, just trashing us all over the place.
Talk shit with my other friends about it, and then they would post about it, and they really didn't know much about the situation other than what I had said. Like my friend Jake from school, I talked with him about it, and he made some really hateful, disgusting posts making fun of these women as well.
I would like to know where those posts were that he was making disgusting posts. By that, do you mean him going into a Discord that was against Marissa, not another housewife, after he had apologized to emailing Bambi and calling her fat and making fun of everything? After he apologized to Bambi, him going into a Discord, sharing your videos and all kinds of shit. Is that what you mean?
Don't see Jake reaching out and apologizing to you guys about it. He and I have talked about it. He said, well, I'm not going to get on video or anything. I'm just going to move.
If this Jake person is real, because he's no longer has an Instagram, there's no mention of him whatsoever all over Kalista's Instagram. Now, if you guys will remember, I said this in a different video. Kalista, when he like her friend Jake for some reason left Instagram, and then decided to come back to Instagram, and she was like promoting him. My friend's back on Instagram. And then here we see this Jake person just emailing Bambi, talking shit about Marissa in a Discord. I mean, just all over the place, entering people's chats and all that shit. But today, there is nowhere. Jake can be found nowhere. Honestly, I don't even know if he even existed. And I'm not going to hold my breath for his apology, because your apology is not a real apology. Whatever fucking apology Tyra made was not apology. So I'm not holding my breath. But you are admitting that you and your friends were the ones doing this shit.
From it, you can do what you want with it, because I told him I'm going to own up to this and apologize, because I think it's the right thing to do, and I really think I was wrong here. So it's my decision to apologize for not investigating this further and for all the shit talking I did. It was really inappropriate, it was immature, and it was gross. After I pulled support from these women, a lot of other people were, they believed all of this stuff too. And I didn't even show the screenshots in my video. I said, I'm not going to show these. I'm not going to show the receipts. I'm not going to show the proof. Even though these ladies were saying, well, show us, and then we can debunk it and we can talk about it. I didn't give them the opportunity to even defend themselves, and that was wrong. I believed it blindly, and I thought, well, they're just going to lie, and it's my word against theirs, their word against mine. And I didn't care. I didn't want to hear them out. I believed the subscribers that were talking to me. I believed Debbie. Another reason that I should have questioned the authenticity of these screenshots is because if you look at the screenshots that Debbie said were from a conversation with Steph, the way that it looks like Steph was communicating, it's so different than how I've ever seen Steph interact with anybody. I've never seen Steph say anything like overly hateful towards anybody. The only time I've ever seen her.
So you're going to say that you've never seen me do any of this stuff, but you just immediately believed these people.
Be outright like mean and cruel would be like toward Tyra, but that was reasonably provoked because Tyra has been picking at.
Well, I wasn't cruel towards Tyra.
picking on her now for over a year, and those two have been going back and forth for over a year now. So I understand Steph freaking out and saying like mean things, like calling Tira a gutter rat because of being upset. You can only take so much. So I should have looked into that more. I should have not. What I regret is I wish that I would have not made any community posts. I shouldn't have posted anything on my channel about this at all. I could have just blocked them and pulled support quietly and never said anything. But honestly, what I should have done instead of blocking.
Okay, bye, Chloe.
I should have reached out to Steph and Marissa about these screenshots and just had a conversation and say, look, somebody sent these to me and said that you guys said this. Is it true? And we could have talked about it. I should have done that, but I didn't. I should have gave them an opportunity to actually look at it, and we could have resolved it. We could have saved everybody all these months, well, now over a year of fighting and drama. That's my fault. I take responsibility for my mishandling of that, and I'm so sorry to
Well, I appreciate that, but you're still mishandling it.
and Marissa for blindly believing this. The reason that at the time I believed the ones from Marissa, the screenshot about Marissa was real, is because I didn't think it was that far-fetched that Marissa would say those things in a DM, because she did call people bitches and cunts. Like, she said that about Britt, and honestly, those are all just words. Like, I'm really not typically bothered by that, but I think at the time I was bothered because I was such a big fan of Britt, and I allowed that to cloud my judgment. And when it shows that she called Debbie an ugly bitch, I wasn't surprised about that either, because there was once in a live stream, Steph had a live stream when she was upset with Marissa over a year ago, called Bring Your Grievances. And Marissa was on panel and got mad, and her and Steph were yelling at each other, and Marissa called Steph an ugly bitch.
Right behind us. Mine's Marissa. And you're right behind us. Right behind us, smelling my ass. That's where you fucking go. Oh, shut up, you ugly fucking bitch. Oh, you know I'm not ugly. How classy.
So I didn't think that.
I think it's really interesting, out of all the clips that Kalista decided to show, it was of Marissa calling me an ugly bitch, like a time in our life that wasn't great. Out of all the clips that she could have shown. Like, this is why I believed it was Marissa. She called Stephanie an ugly bitch, and she calls Britt a cunt, and this is why I believed it. That's not valid. It's not valid at all. It was none of your business. We made up for it. But of all the clips,
that far-fetched. However, there is a very big reason why. Over time, over the last few months, I started to think, I think this might be bullshit. I think Debbie sent me fake screenshots. Debbie never admitted to doing that, but I am suspicious and have been for some time now. I'm going to get into that. I do have to touch on another thing, though. I talk to various subscribers pretty regularly and on a friendly basis in DMs on Twitter and Instagram. I also talked a lot with Coley, as seen by a subscriber, even way before she had her as seen by a subscriber channel. Now, Coley is still a friend of mine to this day. Coley did not send me screenshots or make any accusations whatsoever.
she's not a friend of yours. She's not a friend of yours. And you're not a friend to her. She has said, and I'm going to show this later, but she has said how you tricked her into this stuff. You were sending clips to her, fueling her like Britt was fueling you. She's not your friend. This fake friend bullshit, I think, is what you mean when people talk about how you can't use the word friend loosely online. I think that that's what people mean. She's not your friend to this day.
I know that there have been people speculating about her because of the videos that she makes on her channel, where she has talked about all three of those women, and that's not the case. Coley didn't do anything wrong in regard to this. I
don't believe that Coley had anything to do with like making fake screenshots or, you know, like shit that you did whatsoever, but She created her channel to come at us, mostly Marissa and Britt. She's admitted that. She has apologized for that. But she was there making these little videos, letting everybody in her channel and her comment section talk about us. She was a part of it as well at the time.
Influencing me. She was somebody that had cautioned me, saying, be careful who you trust, be careful like who you become friends with on YouTube, kind of similar to what radiantbritt had warned.
Well, that's really interesting that she cautioned you against that. I think that she could have taken her own advice in that.
But other than that, me and Coley, we talked shit here and there. We talked shit about people. I know that if Coley were to pull up a bunch of DMs from me, like from our DM conversations on Instagram, yeah, it would totally show me talking shit about the other girls and saying some nasty shit.
Okay, I want to see them then.
I do apologize for that. There are things I shouldn't have said in private and publicly. I shouldn't have said the things that I said. Another person that I'm somewhat suspicious of in this situation is somebody by the name of Iris. She started emailing me pretty soon after I started talking about the self-taught beauty stuff and Britt and Tira. Iris and I would email back and forth a lot. She said that she was a subscriber of mine and really enjoyed my content and would email me about almost every video that I would post, whether it be about this situation and these people or other people that I talked about.
So she's bringing up this person named Iris. Now, this person named Iris suspiciously came into my live, the last one I did, and talked a little bit at the beginning, and then she disappeared. Now, this person, Iris, has never been on my YouTube channel, never commented anything, not that I can remember or find. Iris emailed me on January 14th, and I'm going to show that later, but she was talking about you and implicating you and Debbie. So I think it's interesting that you say that she was talking back and forth to you, trashing us, but she was implicating you and Debbie. And then she just shows up in my last live. And even in the email, Iris tells me that she doesn't have a YouTube channel whatsoever, but she certainly had one to come into my last live.
Made videos about Gabby Hanna. I made a video about Shannon Rose. And Iris would always email me to tell me her thoughts. She said that she didn't feel comfortable commenting, but that she always watched my videos and she always told me what she thought, and she was always very kind toward me. However, she would tell me a lot of harmful things about Steph, Bambi, and Marissa, saying I don't trust these girls, and these are the kind of things that they're saying immediately whenever they would post something. They would say, oh my gosh, she would say, Iris would tell me, oh my gosh, did you see this? And did you hear that they said this or this thing? I thought that was weird. Recently, I saw her show up in one of Steph's live streams about
what she did. And again, this is interesting, Kalista. Why didn't you show anything? Why didn't you show anything about Iris DMing you, saying all of this stuff against us? Here's another missed opportunity of things you did not show.
That was the same Iris that I had talked about. I also told Steph about it in the phone call that I had with her a couple months back, that there was somebody named Iris telling me a bunch of bad things about them as well. So I thought that was interesting that she showed up in that recent live stream when I had never seen her post before on YouTube. It was after I pulled support from Steph, Bambi, and Marissa. I made a bunch of vague community posts. I didn't use their name. It wasn't really vague. Otherwise, everybody knew who I was talking about. I didn't care. A lot of people were trashing them in comments and saying a lot of rude things. Tira was having a field day with this. She kept making video after video because she had a lot against these women, and she was saying all kinds of stuff, and I co-signed it. I didn't stop anything from being said. I didn't I did not denounce Tira's behavior and her videos. I didn't tell my own friends who were trashing these women all over YouTube and social media. I didn't tell them to stop. I did nothing. I participated in it. I said really derogatory things about all three women, and for a long time, I was trashing them and talking shit in comment sections whenever videos were being made. I was right alongside Tira talking shit. I didn't make as many videos as Tira did, but the damage that I did, that was my fault. And I take responsibility for it. Around that same time, this was in, I believe, early August, I made an hour-long video talking about the situation. I did not show proof. I did not show screenshots. I did not reveal the subscribers that had been talking to me. I did not mention Debbie. I didn't show the proof. I just talked about what I had been sent in vague detail, even though the girls were asking for proof. And I didn't give it. I didn't care. I literally said in the video, I don't owe you guys shit. And I said a lot of really harsh, ugly things about these women. As I was talking about everything, I continued to make fun of them as well. And I am so ashamed of my behavior in that video. I no longer have that video up on my channel, but there's...
Yeah, exactly, Melissa. She's just believing other people. Now, I do agree to a certain extent that Kalista is just the kind of person that is completely like impressionable, which we'll see more of later. But
video that Marissa made, reacting to that video and responding to it. So there's clips of that video. If you haven't seen that already, I'm embarrassed and ashamed, and I deeply regret the things that I said. It was incredibly immature and disgusting. I look shamed and I body shamed. In that video, I talked about, you know, people's weight. I fat shamed, and I called them unattractive.
Anne says, so this is to her subs. Did she ever apologize to you? No, she never apologized to her subs. As a matter of fact, some of these same exact subs and people that were running around talking about us, helping her implicate us, talk shit about us, I still see to this day do the same thing.
I'm trash. I made a lot of other petty comments. And I did really immature things. Like toward the end of the video, I was like, I don't wish any harm on you guys, but I wish all of these minor inconveniences to happen to you. And I truly, I thought I was being funny. I knew that I was being mean, but I was laughing about it. And I said stupid shit like, oh, I hope you step on a Lego with bare feet. I hope you sneeze while putting on mascara. I hope all the birds in the neighborhood shit on your car. Stupid shit like that. So juvenile.
But in addition to that, you body shamed us, mother shamed some of us, called us the scum on the bottom of a trash can. And then you want to sit here and say that you just cherry pick those words that you said, leave out the other ones, and then also say that you thought you were being funny and like you didn't want anything bad to happen to people. How could you not think that the bad things would happen for what you did?
22 fucking years old. Like, what the fuck was wrong with me? These are things that I would never say today. I would never post about this. I would never trash people in this way. And I can't believe that I did that. I'm not a completely different person than I was a year ago, but I have been making progress in my life to change how I interact with people. I've been making a lot of changes in my personal life, both online and in person. Not even in regard to the YouTube stuff, in regard to other things in my personal life. The last few months, this has been kind of a rough year for me in my personal life. I don't need some.
Yeah, I agree, Shay. What you said, Shay says she is pretty much passing the blame on to everybody but her. Coley took responsibility for what she did. Coley apologized, but she didn't like take full responsibility, in my opinion. Now, I don't feel the same way necessarily about like Coley as I do Kalista, but you know, all of this stuff, like I said, she was there too. She was there too. And it's hard for me, like when I'm talking about this stuff, because it was so serious for all of us and still has today implications. It's hard for me like to not get upset and, you know, be like, just like earlier in the live, you know, like, it's not about you. I wasn't calling you a crazy person. So, you know, but you're not going to make it about you and then like derail the whole live. It's just not going to happen like that because you also were involved. And for anyone that was involved, you have to talk about everything. That's all.
Or pity or even empathy. I'm just explaining, you know, kind of what was going on with me. And it was a huge learning experience. However, these are things that I should have had my shit together without having to go through all of this shit. I should have had the wherewithal to question when I'm being sent screenshots and when things are suspicious, when people are talking shit on my behalf or in defense of me and saying really ugly things about other people. I should denounce that. I should say, that's not right. Don't do that. Stop doing that. And I didn't. I'm truly sorry. I have a lot more to talk about in this video as well, because this continued on for months. So after I made that long video trashing these three girls, harassment happened for months after that. Now, when I say harassment, I'm talking about people saying really hateful things under what I believe are sock accounts, because some of these accounts and people that I was seeing in comment sections and that Steph was talking about, with people saying disgusting things, I didn't recognize the names or the pictures on these accounts of people that were from my comment sections. Just after I uploaded my really mean video, a lot of people kind of jumped on that and were saying really awful things, even worse than what I was saying in my video, and I didn't do anything to stop it. There was an account like by the name of Melissa W., and it was a picture of a woman, and she was commenting a lot about the girls' weight, their appearances. This person was saying things about Steph, like saying fix your teeth, just really nasty stuff, which I didn't do that. What I did wasn't much better.
I think like what some people really don't understand is like how much harassment and how many comments were like all over the place. You know what I'm saying? And like for me, the shit just like brings me back to that. It just brings me right back to that.
A lot of other awful things, but she went into specifics, and they were harassing these girls in emails. Melissa W. was somebody who was emailing all three girls saying really nasty things, talking about weight. She was telling Steph like, oh, you need to lose 100 pounds before you go on a live stream, and fix your teeth, you're ugly, really nasty things, and I didn't care. I was getting hateful messages from people as well and mean comments, nothing to that level, but I thought, whatever, I don't give a fuck. It's the internet, I don't care. I just moved on with my content for the most part. For a few months, I was doing just regular commentary content about any drama that was going on in the commentary community, and I uploaded maybe once a week, maybe less than that, just my regular content. And but at the same time, it wasn't that I moved on necessarily, because I was still commenting on videos. I was still live streams. I would go into Tira's live stream and talk shit about these girls, and me and Tira would say really awful things. We would laugh.
See, at least she's like owning up to all of that shit, but like, nah. Because she did. She kept going on until recently into Tira's live streams, you know, emailing her, or at the time going in there and being like, yeah, I support you, Tira, when Tira was helping Kalista push this fucking narrative that we were doing this to people. I mean,
it. And I would be in comment sections supporting people who were talking shit about all of these women. Me and Britt were still talking here and there in DMs.
Yeah, Melissa, and I don't think a lot of people saw that.
She never outright came up and said, hey, I co-signed this, I fully support what you're doing, but we were still cordial and kind toward each other. Britt had left comments. She was in comment sections and people would jump on her for it, so she deleted her comments of support. I'm not saying that she was co-signing anything that I was doing. In her DM, she said, like, basically, I support you, but I'm staying out of comment sections and live streams. She didn't want to keep getting the backlash for this, and I understand. But this wasn't, again, I will say again, this wasn't Britt's fault. This was my fault. And I don't know to this day, I don't know who was behind the Melissa account. I don't know who was behind, there was a couple other people. I think somebody's name was Mary, who was saying really awful things. Another person, they created an account under Steph's name, I guess pretending to be her, and then like contacting people. It was really nasty. I got an email from this Melissa W person, trying to dox me. Doxing, if you guys don't know, that's sharing personal, like revealing personal information about somebody online, like their full government name or address.
So where's the proof, Kalista? Where's the proof that you got emails from Melissa W doxing you?
Just, it's really scary. I got an email from this Melissa W, and it said, your last name is this, isn't it? It was my maiden name. It wasn't, you know, my married name. So I guess like she found something on me online and found my maiden name and sent it to me. I didn't respond to it. I thought like, okay, this is really creepy, but I left it alone. I still did nothing. Here's a screenshot from that email.
So we got, as I've showed before, emails from this person as well, that were like very, like mostly surface, like you're fat, you fix your teeth, bullshit, whatever. But Kalista says that she was receiving docs of her actual name.
Now around September, I wasn't talking to.
Yeah, why not the email? Why not? Why not? Where's all this stuff? She keeps talking for 2 hours and just like barely shows fucking anything. Barely shows anything. After all these years of like, of this long year, feels like years of like certain people like asking us, well, where's your proof? Like me having to prove my fucking innocence, waiting for this shit. And here you are in a 2-hour video.
Girls, I was talking about them and being really hateful and cruel. And I ended up getting an email and it looked like it came from Bambi. And the email is, here's a screenshot of that email right here.
All right. Everyone, this is supposedly the fake screenshot, or it is a fake screenshot, supposedly the email that she received from Bambi. Now, I asked Kalista several times to forward this email to me. The first time I ever saw this email came from Lisa Smith. Now, Lisa Smith, who is friends with Just Ann, reached out to me and told me that I guess Kalista was going around after my video and sending people this screenshot. Okay. But so she's doing it all behind the scenes, sending people all of this fucking bullshit, right? But she won't send it to us and she won't put it on the internet. That's fucking shady as shit.
When me and Bambi were friends, I had revealed to her, I've also talked about on my channel.
All right. So we're going to pause that for that email because I got to show you guys something. Let me plug in my computer. Now, Marissa put this on her community tab the other day after Kalista did this video. Sorry, I'm trying to pull this up for you. Sorry, guys, 1 second. It's so exhausting. And you can see all these videos I've been searching too. All right. So Now let's look at this community post because she caught something. Now, after Kalista's video came out, this came out. Look closely at these two emails. The first picture is the first screenshot Kalista sent around of the supposed blackmail from Bambi. The screenshot she posted in her video she just made has completely different date and time. Bambi has been blamed for blackmailing this chick, for months. Even in Kalista's latest video, she claimed she did not receive an email and she really was blackmailed, and Bambi was the only one who knew about her eating disorder relapse. Kalista is a bold-faced liar and intentionally lying about the blackmail still. Bambi never blackmailed her. Kalista was never blackmailed in the first place, which I believe. I have had my issues with Tyra, but Kalista straight lied to her. She told her specifically that it was a lie. I have seen the screenshots. She used Tyra to do her dirty work. Tyra started pressuring her for proof, and she doubled down and wouldn't provide any. The fact that she is still making fake screenshots for her recent video shows that she hasn't changed at all. She did this because her original blackmail screenshot said September 24th, and her video was actually posted on the 23rd. She realized that she messed up so quickly, deleted the screenshot that she had sent to people on Instagram stories. Now for this new video, she changed the date to September 21st. In my opinion, that shows that she was lying the entire time about all of it. Now you can see this screenshot here. This is the original one that went around. This is the one that I received from Lisa Smith. This is the one that Kalista was like sending around to everybody. This says September 24th, 3:53 a.m. right here. But the one that we just saw in Kalista's video says September 21st, 2021, 10:22 p.m.
That here's a screenshot. I ended up getting an email and it looked like it came from Bambi. And the email is, here's a screenshot of that email right here.
Kalista's video that she did where she blamed Bambi, essentially, she didn't say Bambi's name, but she was talking about how she had been blackmailed through an email. That video was done the day after. So how could she have received this email? It's like, it just didn't make any sense whatsoever. And now you can see these two are different dates and times. Can anyone explain that to me? But this is the one that Kalista is going to provide us in this email. In this video. September 21st. You did not receive an email. You did not receive an email. I do not believe that. I do not believe for 1 second at all. This shows me, Kalista, that you made this email, because both of these emails, these screenshots of this email, these two different ones came from you. You were the one who provided these emails. You were the one who provided them. Then you want to tell me that you can't you can't forward me the email. You deleted that email account. It's just gone. But here we are with these two screenshots that are completely different. But they were provided by you. You did this. You did this. I believe, in my opinion, that you are the one that created these fake screenshots. I believe you were behind it the whole time. You may have had someone like help you with this weird bullshit or whatever, but if they did, they're a friend of yours and very close to you. Because I got to get off that video. I can't like listen to her anymore. I just like can't. There's like more of her, a lot more of her video. Maybe I'll watch it. Like, honestly, I'm getting exhausted from this shit already. Just already. All right. Excuse me while I sift through all of these things that I have. Oh boy, so much stuff. Hold on. I literally have so much stuff, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm going to show you what I've been receiving. Okay. Okay. Let me do... I don't even know how to show all of this. Like, I swear. Okay. Okay, so you guys see this? So ever since Kalista did this apology video, I've started to be harassed again. Now, I think it's very interesting that I have not been harassed the whole time. Ever since Kalista went away, like we were being harassed last like December, January and stuff like that. And then Kalista went away, she disappeared, right? And now all of a sudden, when Kalista puts up her video and then I put up that I'm going to react to it, I start getting harassment. And boy, have they been amping it up. So I got this email from Julia B. Now you'll notice most of the things I show you, it is a name and then an initial. Usually the initial is B. You know, like before there was a Mary B and all of these people, right? Well, I get this email. Last Sunday, it says, "Is this you?" from Mary B. And in this screenshot, I shared this on Twitter. But in this screenshot, if you pull it up, I'm going to pull it up for you. If I can find it. Oh my God, I just have so much shit. Sorry, guys. I know, Marissa. It never has. It never has. It never has. Why is my computer not charging? Sorry, guys. My computer is freaking out. I'm sorry. I have like so much stuff open. Well, let's just do it this way. I'm just going to do it this way. Hi, honey. Okay, hold on. This is not running very smoothly, so I'm just going to go one by one. I wanted to do it in order, but I'm just going to do it this way. Fuck it. All right, so this is one of the screenshots that I received. Not screenshots, one of the emails that I have recently received. So recently I've been signed up for a whole bunch of different things. Most of them are religious, church shit that I have been signed up for. And it's really weird. But I get signed up to this thing. So I get this email from CV Outreach. It says, hey, Stephanie, you recently reached out for help with the following response. I have done a lot of bad things throughout my life, had several abortions, and hurt people. I want to pray for forgiveness and get closer to Jesus. And then they say, did your connection with your partners is a top priority? Did you receive a response? So this tells me that the person who's harassing me signed me up for this outreach thing. And this is what they had the audacity to comment to somebody, acting like that they were me, saying this. Insane. And then this is like all of like just some of the things that I had to unsubscribe myself that I was subscribed to. Now keep in mind, this whole harassment shit had started until, oh, it gets worse. Sorry, there's a lot of it. I'm just like kind of a mess because I'm just really exhausted from this shit. So my bad. But this is just some of the stuff. You see where it's like all no down the side that I had to go through and uncheck myself from. Now, I find this interesting because, like I said, this person disappeared, right? But the moment I say that I'm going to do this live about Kalista, the harassment starts up. Now, you mean to tell me that there is a person out there that doesn't give a fuck what I talk about unless I talk about Kalista? And if I talk about Kalista, I get a barrage of just crazy shit, right? That's what I get. Only when I talk about you, Kalista. I find that interesting because I think this is you. That's my opinion. Now, all of this shit I'm about to show you guys, it's like, it's really heavy or whatever, and it's like really sick. But all this shit now has a cyber crimes case. And I'm not fucking around about that. So we're going to figure out once and for all, Kalista, if this is you. So this is something I was signed up for. I had to go. This is another one I got. What is Christ's love, God's love, all of this shit, signing me up for everything, right? So this is one thing. Let's exit out of that. Then when I do this short about Kalista saying that I thought it was weird she deleted her whole fucking channel, we start getting the short name with a one initial for the last letter. So this Rhonda L starts storming into my fucking shit. First, she wrote some really disgusting stuff. Then she deleted it. So then I called her out and penned a comment at the top telling her, don't be a chicken shit. So then she and this Natalie S person, who both created their accounts 30 minutes before they decided to write all this shit on my page because I'm talking about Kalista, right? All of this crazy fucking shit. And like, I should be sad for Kalista. She had an attempt to end herself or whatever. I don't want that to happen for nobody, but nobody gave a fuck, including Kalista, about anything that we were going through whatsoever. And I find it so interesting that I'm getting this now because I want to talk about Kalista. So we can read this, right? All of this stuff. If blood is on her hands, you want her to die. Her blood is on your hands. I mean, this like crazy shit. So there's one. Here's another one. Look at this email right here. Look at all of these fucking emails that I was signed up for right here. All of them. Oh, you want more? Not a problem. Look at all of these right here that I was signed up for. Here's Rhonda L. Joined 30 minutes ago. No subscribers, but leaves all of these fucking comments. She's going to commit suicide. It's my fault. Is this an eye for an eye mentality kind of bullshit? But says nothing if I talk about anybody else. Just Kalista. They get worse. Oh, this is Kalista's long-ass community post that she left. I'm not even going to fucking read it. I'm tired of reading shit. I'm already like, I'm sorry, I'm annoyed. Then I get this in my held for review from Julie B. Here we go with another short name and a letter. Why are all liberal feminists fat with box-dyed hair? Most of the women involved in this mess are either ugly or obese or both. And this one talks about how she loves abortion so much. No wonder she's going after a woman who found Christianity and is trying to better herself. Kalista needs to rise above this and don't let these slobs bother her. Wasn't even really a fan of hers, but someone brought this up in one of her streams on her vlog channel. She addressed it briefly, but had, had nothing but nice things to say, and we all prayed for those lost souls. It's not all perfect people who turn to God. Everybody is broken at some point, and that's when they are humbled and turn to God and let go of all the bullshit. Her video was fine. She needs to move on and stop beating herself up over it. So this is another one. Here's another person, Natalie S., the one that I had showed you just a second ago. She joined on September 14th, 2022. These are one of the ones that we got before. Notice it's a B again, a short name and a B, Mary B, saying all of this shit. This is what I had got on a short I did when this was all originally happening. Here's a screenshot of Kalista when it was happening. These are just like, I have so many. It's like insane. This is another one. This is Kalista on her Twitter, right after she started accusing us of shit, sharing Coley's video. This is what I mean about Coley was involved. Where it says, OMG, this comment made my day. Love you. I forget to tell you, subscribe to this channel. It's made by a subscriber showing what these girls do. And they are shitting their pants right now because they can dish it out, but can't take it. Just one of the things that Kalista would write about us all over the fucking place when she was doing all of this shit. Here's another one. Kalista. The best thing about cult meetings, because they were joking about how they're all in a cult. The best thing about cult meetings is that you get free Kool-Aid. I can't stop drinking it. And then we see Debbie Bailey down here. What flavor is it? Asking for a friend. It's blue. Like they're just all over the place, like fucking joking about the shit that they're doing to us. Here's another one. Mood as fuck. Filming a YouTube video tonight. It will be up tomorrow. This is me worried. This is just like a tip of the iceberg of the shit that they were saying around us, about us. Oh, here's Tira's video. This is her original video that is no longer around. She wants to sit here and say that like Kalista maybe didn't give her all the information or she just trusted a friend. Bullshit. Doesn't matter because she was out here saying that she didn't need proof and that she knew who did it. And she kept calling us names and coming for us and coming for us. And then this is the video that she did. So who sent the email? TikTok. Less than 48 hours to come clean. And then like put us on a fucking countdown to come clean or whatever about what we did. Interesting. Now here's another video that Tira did right here. And it says, Kalista's down here supporting her. Just completely supporting her. During the whole thing. Here's one of Britt. In Kalistacat's comments. See the little Kool-Aid man up here where they were joking about this shit and they were in a cult or whatever. Here's Britt right here. I support you. You're entitled to speak your piece after how much toxicity has unfolded. 2 things. Grape Kool-Aid is a requirement and your black member card is in the mail. To those who want to take this too seriously, relax. Making light of a dark situation is how many cope. People who want to take this too seriously? Like what? To those who say I'm that mean girl, good luck reconciling that. I've said nothing vile about these people, even after the endless BS that's all been thrown at me. Here's to new content, Kalista, and a new chapter. See what we got next. Oh, here's another person who used to subscribe to me and be cool with me. And then Kalista made these videos. And then she was also a person going around to Coley's channel, Kalista's channel, Britt's channel, Tira's channel, talking shit about us. Here's what Annie has to say. They are the only ones I see capable of doing some shit like this. See, Kalista wasn't the only one saying that we were out here doing this shit. Oh, I'm going to make a reckoning video. Ha, 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 ha. Like she really did something, like she cracked the case wide open. And here's fucking Tira and Kalista down in here. Kalista says, when Steph made that short, I was so tempted to comment. Now, don't you threaten me with a good time, LMAO. Like they're just laughing about all of this shit over and over and over and over again. This, again, is the tip of the iceberg. These are just comments for months and months and months. Here's Tira again. Excuse me, my voice is going. 87 videos, 327 Twitter twats, 15 posts, 285 comments, etc. But still, just 4 receipts, and it's been 3 days. Go ahead and screenshot this one. Is deaf about you. She's talking about us. This is when Tira, who still does this to this day, talking about how we have to prove ourselves. We have to prove that we weren't the ones being harassed. Not Kalista. Kalista's not the one that had to do shit. Oh, what do we got here? Here's Tira. How sweet of you to assume I didn't do this from a genuine place. I didn't threaten a soul. I meant every word I spoke here. I had every intention of making her YouTube life miserable for not coming clean. I support Kalistacat and also had her permission to use her situation. I do know, capital letters, who emailed her. I'm just saying. Such a sweet, sweet comment, though. Here's another part where she said, because so much shit is deleted off of Tira's stuff, but here's just another thing of her saying, I do know. What do we got here? Oh, this is Tira saying that she doesn't even need receipts. She doesn't need them.
Back on YouTube, it's not deleting her videos. And because I respect her, I'm going to respect her decision and all those things. And I also do not need the receipt. Okay? Let me tell you why. I have privated the video. It's the only video on my channel now that is private. I will delete it as soon as I see the proof that Kalistacat has been harassing and bullying these women, because I asked her directly.
So she doesn't need the receipts, but we were the ones who were supposed to show her that we were being harassed. She stuck her nose in this fucking situation to begin with. What else we got here? Oh, this is Tira. She doesn't like cancel culture, right, you guys? Doesn't like that. She never came after us, never did anything wrong. Well, this was her writing at that time. Your career on YouTube. Enjoy. You're about to say goodbye, sweet loves. This is just a little bit of it. Over and over and over again. Here's Tira. Dear Not Another Housewife, you set up a GoFundMe. Twitter friends sent me all your deets. Now the PD in Florida can decide what they want to do with 128 screenshots over 28 hours. You know, I would love to be the one to see you and Dean just off the internet. Hopefully use Cab Catch a case, an actual case. Then she says down here, guess what I think now? Because she said, I believed you about Kalista. Like when? Then she says, guess what I think now? Same as before. You three nasty pigs were at her the whole time. Like, it's just like the double down, triple down, quadruple down. It was you. It was you. You were doing something, but I don't need proof from her. I need proof from you. And you're pigs. And you were at Kalista the whole fucking time. Well, it looks like we weren't. Then we had Bobby enter chat. Bobby made a video talking about how I was suicide baiting and I wouldn't shut up and all this shit. I told you I wasn't going to fucking shut up. This shit just kept going and going. Here's Shannon Moore. Shannon Moore is also another subscriber who is just all over the place, all over everybody's channel, talking about us, lying. This was a response about me. Why is she acting like she doesn't know that all she had to do was report the docs comment underneath hers and it would disappear? Her explanation for deleting her comment doesn't add up. It's funny to me that she is still the poor victim of harassment while she is actively harassing people herself. This is when someone doxed Tira and Bobby put out a video that was bullshit about me. And I went to his comment section and I said, why'd you make this video about me? I don't understand. And I was very nice about it. And then someone came under acting like recaps with Bobby and doxed Tira right under my fucking name. So I deleted my comment so the docs would be deleted. I thought that was the best thing to do. But here's Bobby, just one of the many things that this person fucking did. I should be quite interested to know where all of this outrage for Kalista truly is. She could surely reach out to her, create videos, show her coveted proof. Yet she is gutted over us. She's talking about me, gutted over a 7-minute video. If we were to be fair, I could remove mine once she removes absolutely every video on her channel to which she is raging and speculating, and not just on Tira. Her channel started some time ago to attack her, a completely different creator. Tira is quite problematic at times. Steph is a scorned woman whose agenda is to clear many more than she believed it to be. Cheers. And then Shannon, 100% agree. I mean, it was just fucking wildfire everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. And we were asking for proof. We were asking what the fuck was going on. Here's Chicago. Bobby retweeted it. Hi, Chicago. This is when Tira got doxxed. See at the very bottom? I'm tagged under there. Stop the doxing, stephtxma. I never fucking doxed anybody. But again, I have been several times by these people you claim that I doxed with no proof. Here's when Coley first reached out to me. Look, we will probably never see eye to eye on a plethora of different things. I'm good with that. Steph, I can assure you, I had nothing to do with anything that might have happened behind the scenes. This Melissa chick you're speaking of, I don't even remember. And I've definitely not been in cahoots with people and bouts to take anyone down. You don't have to believe me, but that's simply fact. Well, I do believe that, but you were involved. You were involved. The problem that I have with you is you take people's word and you just fucking run with it sometimes. And then she says, it makes sense why Kalista was sending me all those clips of shit to speak on. So this sounds very Brit of Kalista. So you're telling me that Kalista was sending you all of these fucking clips for you to speak on them under the guise of, I'm about to be an attorney and don't want shit that makes me look bad on the internet. Just a random thought. Okay. Interesting. Something else I want to talk about. I have tried to take this off as much as possible. I found out that Kalista has 2 different GoFundMes. Now, it's her business, whatever, if she has these GoFundMes, but they're totaling up to $18,000. Now, the reason why I bring this up is for 2 reasons. One reason is that Kalista always says, she even said in her apology video, about how she's not going to monetize her channel. She had over 5,000 subscribers, but she was not going to monetize her channel whatsoever. But she needs help so much that it rings to the total of over $18,000. Then there's another Twitter page who shares a lot of political things, shares GoFundMes, all kinds of stuff like that. And they added her, excuse me, and they said, I'm sorry, I have no money to donate. I need help myself. I see you raised over $8,000 to move so far and over $5,000 of your mom's care on 2 GoFundMe, but you don't want me to share them. That's so weird. I don't know what that's about, but I thought that was interesting. Then these are the emails I want to show you. All right. This is importante. All right. Okay. This is going to be really important. So I got reached out to by Kalista on Sunday. Now, Sunday was supposed to be the original day where I was supposed to do this live stream, but I couldn't because I lost my voice. Now, I also was reached out to today by these other emails we're going to go through that were by far the worst emails I have received to date. But Kalista reaches out to me that day. And in this, Kalista doxes herself to me. Now, why she would do that, I have no idea, because I'm not fucking interested in having her dox whatsoever. But Kalista decided to, this is the email that she emailed me on, by the way, when she said that she wanted to talk before we had that phone call. But she decided, because when she reached out to me then, it didn't say Kalista and her last name. But then when she reached out to me this past Sunday, all of a sudden, it's her actual name on here. And she's telling me in this email, you can pause to read it. My voice is going. I'm not going to read this shit. I'm sorry. I'm like losing steam. I'm sure you guys are too. It's too much stuff. But she tells me that someone reached out to her. Pause to read if you would like. Someone DM'd her husband. That is the reason why she deleted her channel off of YouTube and doxed or threatened her husband or whatever. And so she got scared and she took it off, right? But then after she did that, for some reason, she wasn't scared to send me her docs. And in it, the title says, stephtxma live stream. This is a forwarded email that Kalista is sending to me. Now, I'm going to go to the second page. Apparently, it comes from at the bottom. You can read this whole thing if you want. At the very bottom, she supposedly gets it from James Smith right here. Okay. And then below that, I have blocked it out. This email from James Smith to Kalista, this is what she's forwarding me. Apparently, they reached out to her and they said, we found you, and then lists her name, her full name, and her address. Now, why would I need that? To me, this is like a setup. This is a complete setup. Even in my last live stream, when someone came in, I was going to watch it. Maybe I'll do a part 2 because there's so much stuff. But I was going to watch it, but you can go back and see it. Someone came into my live and they were like talking about how Kalista had died and that her sister had posted that Kalista had a seizure, right? And I thought that was weird. I felt like it was just like a baiting thing to see how I would respond to that kind of information, I guess. Then later on in that live stream, another person comes in there, which I all believe they're the same person. I believe them to be Kalista. Another person came in there and they shared some very personal information about Kalista. Now, I immediately blocked that person and told them that I was not interested in that kind of information and that I didn't want that in my live stream. Now, I thought this was interesting because that bit of information that this person went in there said that Kalista was having an affair with her pastor. Her pastor, right? Now, I'm not interested in talking about shit like that. That's people's personal life. I don't care. But now it's a part of the story because Kalista told me in the phone call that I had with her that some man had came into her life and tried to use religion on her to control her. Now, do you guys remember in the beginning of the stream when we started, in the beginning of Kalista's video, how she spent several minutes talking to this one guy directly, saying like, I know you're a good person, but you know, I know you don't want me to do this or whatever. And I thought that was weird. Then Kalista had told me that in her phone call, and I didn't even ask her about it. It was like Kalista wanted me to ask her about what was going on in her personal life, but I was just down to business. And I didn't ask her about shit having to do with that person. I kept talking. Then in my last live stream, a person came in and wrote that on there. Now, to me, that's a very personal thing to know about Kalista, right? Very personal. That's why I think it's Kalista that was in there. Also, another reason I think it was Kalista was she had reached out to me in that email that she showed. And she said about how she had watched my replay of that video and watched it on the replay, was her words. And she said that she appreciated me for shutting down the rumor. Now, I thought that was interesting that Kalista said that, because when that person came into my live stream and said that, they were immediately blocked. I didn't click, so it didn't go on the screen. I didn't click their comment. It didn't go on the screen whatsoever. So if Kalista watched that on the replay, she would not have been able to see what this rumor was. And no one in the chat like repeated what this person said whatsoever. So that's how I know, Kalista, that you had to watch that happen live, or you were that person who fucking said that. Because nobody knew that about you. Nobody knew that about you. That's why I think this is you. And then I put up that I'm going to respond to your video. Marissa puts up those 2 screenshots of the email next to each other. You start getting comments saying that people aren't going to accept your bullshit. And then you delete your video. Then you delete the video. And now you're saying to me that you're being doxxed, and that's why you deleted your video and all of this shit. And then you send me your docs. That's a fucking setup. That's a fucking setup. And I'll tell you why. Beyond this, I'll tell you why. Oh, this is a screenshot I was going to show you earlier. Well, hold on. Okay, this screenshot right here, it's posted on my Twitter. This is the one I received an email from Julie B that said, "Is this you?" They have made a fake screenshot of me that's looking like it's my fucking Twitter, saying this nasty shit. This reads, "Everyone comes at me for being pro-choice. It just makes me want to get pregnant on purpose and have as many abortions as possible." Then underneath that, it says, "This stupid whore needs to get what's coming to her. You fucked with the wrong one. You've been warned." Then this one right here that they have cut off on the bottom was actually something I wrote on my Twitter. So they took that made a fucking fake screenshot again, and then wrote these two up here that I never fucking tweeted. Never fucking tweeted. Interesting, there's no hearts or retweets or anything. And then up here at the top, if you can see here, I don't know if you can see my little cursor. I hope so. You can see that there's like some other tweet up here or something that doesn't exist. I never tweeted this shit. But this is what I got in an email saying, this you from Julie B, making fucking fake shit. Now this, guys, this is the doozy. This is what I received today. Now, thank you all for coming on this journey with me. I know it's a lot, and I'm really exhausted. I know you guys are too. This is what I received today. Now, I think it's interesting that Kalista and I got that email from Julie B and all of this harassment and shit. The moment I want to talk about Kalista, Kalista sends me her own fucking docs. I don't want that shit. When they thought I was going to do this live stream on Sunday. But no, I moved it to this day because my voice was fucked up. Well, this is what I received today. Another, that's right, Azzy, another name and an initial. Now I'm going to read this to you, and this shit is like disgusting. Okay. From Avery B. This was at like, I think 1:20 this morning. I heard Kalistacat got doxxed by what she said is a troll, but a lot of people think it's you. Now let me stop right there. How do you know that Kalista got doxxed? Because I received that email on Sunday from Kalista saying that she got doxxed and forwarding me that email of her docs, right? Where it was just very small. It says, we found you, and then put her docs, right? But this email that I get sent by Avery B is long as fuck, and in the bottom they include my docs. But how do you know, Avery B, that she was doxxed? Because that wasn't public information. I had not yet done this video. Kalista removed her YouTube channel. She hadn't been doxxed yet before she removed her channel. She didn't post about it fucking anywhere whatsoever. So how do you know, Avery B, that Kalistacat got doxxed? You see what I'm saying? How like these people like that know personal information about Kalista are just like coming at me, and it's all a fucking setup, trying to set me up again. It's not going to fucking work, and I'm not fucking scared of you, and I'm not going to stop talking about it. How about that? So then it says, please see attached. Now, the attached, we'll get there. It's at the very bottom. They include my docs because they're trying to scare me, and that's not going to work. Let me read this. It says, is this the website you use to get information to dox people with? That's so scary. She insists it's a troll who did a people search on her to get the information, but knowing what other people have been saying about you this whole time, and a lot of others think you are the one who keeps doxing people in order to silence them. You wanted Kalistacat off YouTube, so you doxed her. Well, she was already off of fucking YouTube, first of all, for like a long ass time. Nobody wanted that. We wanted that fucking video from her. But how do you know she was doxxed? That's interesting. So stupid. You wanted Kalista. Okay. Of course, if a woman with a family gets doxxed, she's going to leave YouTube. You wouldn't understand that because you'll never have a child or get married. Do you realize that the only people who take overweight, ugly women like yourself seriously are other overweight, ugly women? People who look like you have no value in society. Once a woman gets fat, typically she stays fat, and it gets worse with age. And look at your ugly face. In order to even be looked at as valuable by anybody worthwhile, you would have to lose over 100 pounds and get major plastic surgery and dental work. I don't know. You look like something someone drew with their non-dominant hand while having severe heroin withdrawals. Speaking of drugs, did you get so fat because of your opiate addiction or because you have no self-control with food or both? You talk about addict shaming, but isn't being an addict shameful? Shouldn't you be shamed? You almost relapsed over internet drama? That's fucking insane that you would have nothing important going on in your real life and that you want to use drugs so bad so you'll blame it on the internet drama. That's pathetic. Your entire channel is a hate channel, reckoning channel. Now, keep in mind, I also changed this title of this video to The Reckoning last night. So they saw that and it pissed them off. You claim you want to hold people accountable, but really this is the only thing you have in your life that makes you feel good about yourself. I know Kalistacat apologized and she's against addict shaming, but I think she was just trying to be nice and trying to be the bigger person. I mean, literally, you'll always be the bigger person because she knows how to control her weight. Well, that's interesting because, like, didn't she say that she had, like, an ED? So for you to say that, that's, like, really weird. I don't know. Like, there's just all these themes, like, about, like, weight that has always been a part of this harassment. And I do think Kalista, by her own admission, has problems with that. I wish her the best. But this feels to me like her. You need to work on yourself and heal. I know you had a rough childhood. Your father didn't love you. You had some trauma happen. You were the result of a failed abortion attempt, but you have to get over it and move on with your life and heal. You can't get past what people on the internet say. You think about it constantly and then want to go real life and put their safety in danger. You helped spread a vicious rumor about Kalista's personal life. I never spreaded a rumor about her life. Someone came in to my live and talked about it. They were immediately blocked. Their comment was not put on the fucking screen whatsoever. Seems like you know a lot about what personally happens with Kalista. You are the result of a failed abortion attempt, but you have to get over it and move on with your life and heal. You can't get past what people on the internet say. You think about it constantly and then want to go real life and put their safety in danger. You help spread a vicious rumor about Kalistacat's personal life. Everybody knows those troll accounts are from you. Which ones? Because no. Oh, God. And the other ugly women who support you. And then you reached out to someone who can actually cause her a lot of harm. Who did I reach out to? That's interesting. She has a restraining order against this man who you messaged. Well, I didn't message a man, nor have we heard that she has a restraining order against any man. That's interesting. What if he would have listened to you and did something to her? That's your fault. And now, allegedly, my conspiracy, you doxed this woman so that she would leave YouTube and never speak of this again. How many hours is your live stream going to be? Just how obsessed are you with her? I know you really have nothing going for you and nothing to lose, but you are really that cold-hearted that you want to put her life in danger. You are disgusting and worse than Tyra. All Tyra does is talk shit, and most people don't listen to her. And the ones who do are lowlifes anyway. But she doesn't put people at risk of harm in real life. Only you do that. At least Kalistacat knows now how to remove her information from people search websites. What? This sounds very personal. Like you are her or know her. I suggest anybody with a platform do the same. The internet can be a scary place. Praying for you that you get the help you desperately need. And then at the very bottom, they send me my docs. Bitch, I'm not scared of you. Come to my fucking door. I will protect myself. That's all I have to say about that. So that's what I received today. I'm sure I'll receive more, but I don't care because all of your shit is just going to go to like a cyber crimes case. That's all that's going to happen. And they'll figure out who you are. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. The guy that Kalista was talking about, or her pastor or whatever, he's on Twitter with Kalista, and he's talking about how he loves her and shit. She's hearting it all, so you know it's him. Now, this guy is an extremist. He's anti-LGBT. He has some questionable fucking material that's on his account. And this seems to be the person that she's with or whatever. So I think that it's very interesting that this rhetoric is now like geared towards Jesus and all of this shit. It's really weird. But Kalista, your emails, both of them are wrong dates. You wouldn't have known the rumor if you watched it on a replay whatsoever. Also, I would like to bring up too, like I was thinking like, okay, Kalista said that she changed her email, but now she's being harassed on that email. So like I was thinking like, how would people know that email? But I think she briefly showed it somewhere. I think that was a setup too. Because like, why would people be harassing me only when I talk about Kalista and coming at me for Kalista and all of this shit? But also those same people are harassing Kalista. I call fucking bullshit on that. I call absolute bullshit. And Kalista leaves out all of this shit, all of these screenshots. She doesn't have them anymore conveniently. She can't forward it to me whatsoever. It is absolute fucking bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. Now, I do have some more stuff to show. And of course, we didn't finish the apology video, but like I'm exhausted. This shit is really exhausting. I'm pretty sure that all of you can tell. I feel like my energy is different this evening. Not to mention that my throat is fucking killing me. I still have that email from Iris and all that shit. But like, you know, Kalista, you didn't show it. Where's yours? And why are you emailing me your docs? And then 2 days later, I get an email saying that I'm the one that doxed you. That is a fucking setup if I ever saw one. Here's the bottom line. I thoroughly believe you or your friend did all this shit and made all these fake screenshots. We know that you did the fake screenshots with the email because you provided 2 of them from you, and they were both different. You did that. So now I just think it was all you. And all of these people that come in and write shit on my my email or on my comments, how they just know these really private things about you that you haven't put on the internet. Nobody's put on the internet. That's interesting. That's very, very interesting. Melissa, I'm getting super tired. Did I leave out anything? I'm sure I did. Because I was going to show like all of the shit. Because after Kalista deleted her whole channel, she sent me this long ass fucking Instagram message saying that she's not mentally healthy and she's in a bad place. And just like, it just all seemed like, no. Go away. Sorry. I don't want him on camera. It just all seemed like, sorry, he made me lose my train of thought. But it's only when I talk about you, Kalista. And if you thought that you were going to scare me by sending my docs, didn't work. It did not work whatsoever. It just made your case worse. Just made your case worse. Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to say. When Kalista removed her whole channel, she sent me a long-ass message on Instagram claiming mental health, claiming all of this stuff. Now, all of that shit is important. We all struggle with that. But I am tired of Kalista and Tira being able to do all of this shit to us and then be like crying mental health. Like, I'm fucking done with it. I'm not dealing with it anymore. Because, again, no one gave a fuck about mine. You can't do that. You can't drag us for a year, pull us through fucking actual harassment, defaming us, accusing us of crimes, getting people on the internet involved in your bullshit to continue these fucking lies and harassment. And then finally, a year later, you do a bullshit apology video that was such bullshit. But it's up for less than 24 hours. Because you're claiming that you got harassed. All the times you say you're thick-skinned or whatever, maybe that's just not true. I don't know. But I am. And even though this shit like weighs on me and like fucks with me, clearly you can tell like I don't like talking about this shit. I really don't. I'm exhausted from it. I'm so tired of it. But I will keep fighting for myself. So if you want to keep going, you want to keep sending me shit, doesn't matter to me. I'll just keep collecting evidence. It can just go to your case. Don't matter to me. Does not matter to me. Just doesn't matter. Oh, also something I totally forgot. In Marissa's video that she did when this stuff happened, and I'll link it. She has clips of Kalista's original video. She's claiming us of accusing us of all this stuff. And in it, Kalista basically says that 11 different people reached out to her about us. 11 different people. So then why is it that we only saw this supposed email from Debbie Bailey? Why is that? Why can't we see anything from anybody else? You said out of your mouth. If you go look at the video, it's 22 minutes into Marissa's video where she has the clip of Kalista saying this. That there were 6 people who reached out to you the day of. And then there were 5 people who reached out to you the following day. That's 11 fucking people, dude. 11 people supposedly reached out to you. And the screenshots that we saw that you shared with Britt, you were telling her people were reaching out to you. Where are they? Still all of this shit. And then people want to say that we're dragging this shit on. But only when I talk, even when like I did that little live saying hi to people and I was like, maybe I'll talk about Kalista's poetry. Kalista reached out to me immediately, like the next day. So it's only when I talk about you like feverishly will reach out to me, or harassment starts from people, but it's only to you. So I'm supposed to sit here and believe that there's someone who they don't hate me. They don't have a problem with me because they stopped coming after me for the longest time. But then I talk about you and then they're back. You're trying to tell me that someone is just gunning for me, but happens to be the same person gunning for you so hard only when I talk about you. One more thing you should mention. No screenshots with Britt show that she already agreed to block you all. Yep. And apologized to Britt for associating before she told Britt she received the DMs and screenshots. Yep. It was all to appease Britt. Because I got to ask myself, what's the goal? I think the goal was just to appease Britt. I think that Kalista wanted to feel special. Like, and I'm not saying that like we haven't all been there, but like, I think that's my opinion. Yeah. Breezy, it was like both. Honestly, people like were in there like, what the fuck? Because also Bambi went and commented to her and said the reason why I fucking left YouTube was because of your shit and your fucking lies. And then you know what Kalista fucking responds to her? Kalista can still is saying that she received to Bambi like a fucking email. It never happened. It never fucking happened. I agree. I'm going to go up a little bit. Thank you, side chat. I appreciate you. See, like the thing is like I understand it's like so fucking much, right? And sometimes like when I'm trying to be like, how am I going to convey this to everybody? Like there's just so much shit that happened, right? Because again, there's still so much shit I haven't even shown you. And it's like, how am I going to do that? And even sometimes like when I'm sitting here on this fucking live stream and it's just going on and on and on and on. And it's just like, sometimes I don't think I do a good job, like trying to like show it in order, keep up with it. Like, cause it's just so much. And like, I understand that like, not everybody knows all this stuff or not everybody's seen all this stuff. I'm like, quite honestly, I don't even want to fucking see this shit. But like, I'm fucking tired of it. You came back on YouTube. You did an apology because I called you chicken shit and I told you should do an apology. And you were like, oh, you're right, Steph. And then you came and you gave some bullshit apology. And like for a split second, dude, I wanted to believe you. For a split second, I was like, that's nice. And then I had to get a hold of myself and realize and remember what the fuck you did and what the fuck you let people do all over the place. And by the way, these consequences, like there's so many consequences and they still go on. Tara's still accusing us of several things that aren't fucking true. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. I had people make side videos about me, like just on and on and on and on and on and on and on. So I don't know. I just think you, thank you, word puzzler. You're clearly involved. You're clearly involved. I don't believe for one. Oh, I know one thing I wanted to show you too. Hang on. There's much more of her bullshit apology, but I think you guys get the hint. If you want to see the whole video, I can send it to you guys or whatever. Oh, did I not put this on here? I'm going to read you guys something since I didn't put it on my computer. Now, this person, Debbie Bailey, that she is accusing of these screenshots, and maybe she did, because Debbie doesn't have like a good presence in this community whatsoever. She's done some weird shit. But like I said in my last video, I think it would be weird if like, it would be so easy to just blame it all on somebody, right? That nobody really likes. I think that's weird, right? Well, I found this in my old screenshot the other day. Excuse me, not the other day, that I had taken a long time ago. So Debbie had changed her name on YouTube. And I didn't know it. Kalista claimed to know what it was when we talked in our phone call, but I didn't know what it was. Well, I found this screenshot of what I now know to be Debbie's account. And it says, and this was on a video that was about this situation that a separate person made. But this is what Debbie wrote. And none of us knew it was Debbie at the time, except for maybe Kalista, right? But this is what Debbie writes. Tyra admitted in her apology video, consider this source, facepalm emoji, that she, in fact, did not see the blackmail email and pretty much lied about seeing it. I seriously doubt Marianne DeCesare, that's a fucking another one. Girl, stay the fuck away from me. Saw an email either, so why lie? Also, signing someone up for weight loss and telling them their tooth to get their tooth fixed is just gross. I saw the comments that were on Steph's short, and they were awful. No one should blackmail someone about an ED, but also no one should be body shaming anyone either. Kalista and also Tyra should be ashamed of themselves. Now I ask you, if Debbie was the cause of all of this and she changed her name on YouTube and people didn't know who it was, right? And she goes under a video that another person made about us, and she says that she basically thinks what happened to us was bad and that Kalista and Tyra should be ashamed of themselves. Now I ask you, does that sound like someone who orchestrated all of this? She could have said whatever she wanted to on that account. We didn't know who that was. She could have been out there being like, oh yeah, they did that shit or whatever. But she didn't. She didn't do that. And I found that screenshot. And that's another reason that makes me think it's you, Kalista. So how do you explain that? I mean, if I were the person that made fake DMs, orchestrated all of this shit, whatever, I don't know, maybe it's possible, maybe she helped her, I don't know. But to me, if I was the person that orchestrated all this shit and changed my YouTube name, nobody knew who I was, I could go around and just continue spreading the lies and the bullshit, right? But she didn't do that. Suspicious. So, this is all you, Kalista. Now, like I said, other people were involved in shit, and you guys were really happy to fucking amp each other up, be in y'all's little DMs, like, oh, they suck, you should block them, protect yourself, protect yourself, protect yourself, all of this shit. And now here we are. Yeah. All right, well, does anybody have any questions? My throat's killing me. I appreciate you guys listening. I'm just tired, and like, I'm just tired of this shit. You know? I'll keep fighting for myself, like I said, but this is exhausting. And it's not from my own doing. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just like tired. Also, like, I think it's weird that I've had like over 50, 60 people in here all night long. And there's been like maybe 5, 6 people commenting. I mean, maybe people just don't really have anything to say and they're just kind of taking it in. I don't know. But that's pretty abnormal for me. I don't know. So like, I'm thinking to myself, like, am I not saying this, like conveying what I need to say? You know what I mean? Yeah, I hear you, CH. It's definitely exhausting. For sure. Is this Debbie person aware that she is being named as what? Yeah. So when I did my last video about Kalista, I had mentioned what Kalista said to me on the phone, how she blamed Debbie. And then Debbie came in under that account where she had changed her name. And she was like, you know, surprised or whatever. And she's like, you know, I'm Debbie Bailey. And like, I didn't do that. And why are you saying this shit about me? But also I don't like Debbie whatsoever. So like, I was like, you need to take that up with Kalista. And then Kalista did a video and she directly says that like the screenshots came from Debbie. But the thing is like, again, you say that you had like 11 people reach out to you. So why do we only get those? Thank you, Azzy. I appreciate you. You know, I'm in a better place or whatever, but this shit is like, it's clearly like it's fucking exhausting, right? And it's like, it's still happening. It's still happening. Getting these fucking emails from people. It's just gross. But you can keep sending me that shit and I'll just, you know, keep collecting. Well, guys, I really appreciate y'all. If anyone wants to see the rest of Kalista's video, I just can't listen to her voice anymore. I just can't. I will be happy to send you a link or whatever. Maybe I'll like finish in the future. Probably not though. We'll see. But I think I've made my point. And I appreciate you guys. So I hope everybody has a great evening. Thank you so much for coming.